fabulous fabric from the land of the Five Rivers.
Years ago, when we came to Los Angeles, I really believed that the greatness of the Raiders would be in its future.
We back. Y'all already know what time it is, y'all.
Oh, you didn't know?
50-50.
Welcome to the 50-50 Show.
Feeling good today,
PharoahNFL and the Severe Raider, the realest show for Raider Nation.
The perpetuation of the greatness of the Raiders to take a professional football team and give it a distinct characteristic that's different from all others.
Make sure to clock in, like, comment, subscribe, and hit that notification bell.
Y'all already know what time it is, man. It's the 50-50 Show. Make sure to clock in, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell. Man, hey, I'm feeling good today, man. After the Chiefs get blown out. They get blown out, man. Hey, man, I love it. I love it. I did not want to see a three-peat. Some people might be calling me a hater, but I don't care, man. I do not like the Chiefs, and they went ahead and lost against the Eagles, which for some might have been surprised because obviously Mahomes and Andy Reid, that combination is kind of like almost it's been not I want to say undefeated, but damn near unbeatable in the playoffs and in the Super Bowl. I mean, just look at history. But that being said, Eagles take care of business. We'll talk about that. Make sure, like I said, make sure to clock in. We're going live on both our channels. Like, comment, subscribe, hit that notification bell. We appreciate everybody coming through. The night crew in the building. We see y'all, man. Mark just want to give y'all a friendly reminder, man. Clock in and subscribe. My guy Mark, man, appreciate you coming through. Louis, I don't know what's going on with you, man, but you gotta get your act together, man. This is crazy. I'm not even gonna post that, but anyways, but what we do got though, we got Myra in the building, man. We got her in the building. Appreciate you coming through. We got SoCal Sal, man. Salute Pharaoh Severe in the nation, man. Appreciate you coming through. Sacktown Raider Mike in the building, man. Appreciate you coming through. We got Drew Dizzo. He says nobody more happy. He says Severe. He said, "What's up, Severe?" He said nobody more happier than the Raiders that the Chiefs got blown out. Facts.
Facts.
Man,
Facts.
100%. 100%. Man, we got everybody pulling up. Solomon in the building, man. Appreciate you coming through. Lartavia. Is that how you pronounce it? I don't know if I'm mispronouncing that. Latarvia. That's like I don't know why it's a tongue twister for me. What's happening? I just got here. I'm late. It's all good, man. Hey, appreciate you coming through. The show just getting started. 831 Raider in the building, man. Appreciate you coming through, man. Arnie Garza says salute Severe. Steven, I don't like the Chiefs either. Hey, man, Steven, man, great minds think alike, man. You know, hey, it's all good, man. We gonna give you a salute real quick. Hopefully you're a Raider fan. I mean, I know we got some people watching the show that are fans of other teams as well. You know, everybody's welcome. But this is, I'm not gonna lie, this is a Raider show. But we talk about some other topics outside of the Raiders too. Steve in the building says they don't like us either. So I had a great Sunday. Facts. Oh man, I loved it, man. The disbelief in Mahomes and that whole sideline, like they were getting blown out from long touchdowns to long deep passes, touchdowns to pick six. Your favorite corner in the draft. No, I'm just playing.
Cooper DeJean.
Man, Cooper DeJean, man, that pick six, I was going crazy. I was like, oh, I was going crazy when that happened. But
it was his birthday too that day. It was crazy.
Oh yeah, that's a crazy coincidence.
Yeah.
Crazy coincidence, man. That's a great birthday, man. You got a pick six on
your birthday and a Super Bowl and a Super Bowl win, bro. Yeah, that's a hell of a birthday.
Hold up, is he a rookie? Is it second
He's a
year?
rookie, yeah. He's a rookie.
Man, what a rookie secondary.
Yep, Quinyon and him.
Man, that's wild. I mean, it helps though with that front four though. That front four was
they
dominating.
set, bro. They set.
They're dominating. Andy Reid got outcoached. They got outcoached. They got outplayed. Like they got everything. Chris, man, in the building, man. Appreciate you coming through. Yaya Hatamaki, 50-50 time. Yes, sir. You already know, man. You already know what time it is. It's the 50-50 show, man.
Welcome to the 50-50 show.
Man, we got Kevin Lurker in the building. Appreciate you coming through. Tissues for KC, man. I ain't got no tissues. I ain't got nothing for KC.
Wipe it on their sleeve.
Man, appreciate everybody coming through. Kayla in the building, appreciate you coming through. We got, Raiders smoke, man. A guy, man, coming through and supporting the show as usual. As usual, Kelsey should have stayed with that thick. Anyways, what's up, fellas? Yeah, area. Yeah, man, my guy, man. Appreciate you coming through. He says, Turf is in the man. That halftime show, we're gonna get into that too, man. The halftime show was dope as hell. Smoke coming through and supporting, man. Appreciate you, my guy. Steve says, bro, I saw a fun fact. Eagles' biggest cap hit is Jalen Hurts, $22 million. How the hell? Damn. Wow. Well, maybe but he signed an extension though. He's not on a rookie deal.
Yeah,
so
but I'm saying, he said that's their biggest cap hit. When that's your biggest cap hit, it's because you draft well. That means basically all the players on your team are people you drafted. Like you don't got no fat contracts.
But also that contract, he's eventually going to have a big cap hit at some point in that contract, that deal. Because I know he signed a pretty lucrative QB deal. You already know what it is with QB contracts. But yeah, man. Hey, Appreciate everybody coming through. Make sure to clock in, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell. Let's get into it, man. The Super Bowl happened, came, gone. The Chiefs, Eagles. I was hoping that the Eagles are going to win. I called it last week, but most of it was me being biased. I didn't want the Chiefs to win, and the Eagles took care of business. I mean, like I said, they dominated the whole entire game. I mean, it's really nothing you could say about the game outside of that. Like from coaching, the players, special teams, defense, offense, line of scrimmage, they were getting like every QB's weakness. Every QB's weakness is getting pressure. Like it don't matter if you could be the most mobile QB, you could be a pocket passer. It doesn't matter. Like Patrick Mahomes is not different in them get and I think there was a stat like there was out of what was it 6 teams in the NFL that never blitzed. I believe I think it was something crazy like that. But that being said, like for them to not get to the quarterback and for them to get to the quarterback without even blitzing, I don't think any QB is gonna have a good game. And I think Patrick Mahomes, he's still the best quarterback in the NFL. But hey, I enjoyed the Chiefs losing on Sunday. I mean, what were your thoughts on the game? I don't know if you watched it. You probably took the day off. You know what I mean? Just relax. Like who cares about the Chiefs at the end of the day?
Nah, bro, I did not watch it at all. I would like peek in to see what's going on, but I wasn't watching the game, man. Only thing I watched was the halftime show, and you know, and because I didn't want to see. I thought the Chiefs was gonna win, so I was like, man, I ain't about to watch these fools, you know, celebrate and do all this corny stuff. I had no interest in that, so I already assumed they was gonna win. I already assumed there's gonna be some BS calls and the rest was essentially gonna get them the game. So I'm like, man, I ain't gonna waste my time with that. But when I saw they was losing, I was like, dang, okay, maybe I should watch it. But then I was like, dang, I don't want to start watching it and then I jinx it and they start winning. So I was like, bro, I'll just catch the replay. So I didn't really, I would peek in and out. I would catch a play here or there.
Right.
But other than that, I stayed away from it. So, you know, people was in there going crazy, like, oh my God. I was like, cool, hey, that's y'all. I'm gonna catch it. I'm gonna catch it later. So, you know, I was just happy. I was happy the Chiefs didn't win. Though. At the end of the day, I was just happy they did not win.
Nah, facts. Shout out to Football Bros in the building. Appreciate you coming through with the super chat. He just wanted to support the show, man. Appreciate the support. Yeah, man. I know we got some fans in here from everywhere, man. But mostly Raider fans in here. We got people from Philly. Philly dominated the line of scrimmage, both sides. Facts.
Yeah.
Hey, when that happens, football is really that simple. It's crazy. It's really that simple. Like you dominate the line of scrimmage, you're guaranteed to win, pretty much. Yeah. Protect the quarterback. You get to the quarterback, you're pretty much gonna win. And run the football, which I mean, Saquon didn't have the biggest game. It was mostly like Jalen Hurts probably taking advantage of maybe, you know, KC trying to like load up a line of scrimmage trying to stop Saquon. And man, AJ Brown is a monster. True number one receiver.
The dog. OJ McDuffie couldn't mess with him, man. McDuffie cannot mess with him. He's too big for him. Too big for him.
Yeah. Where do you rank AJ Brown?
AJ Brown, he's probably right outside the top 5. Probably right outside. Think about, but it's just Jettas, probably Jettas, then Chase, and then maybe this year because Reek kind of fell off. Devontae kind of fell off.
AJ Brown got to be in the top 5, I think.
Yeah, Reek fell off. Devontae fell off.
Yeah. You know what? He might be he might be in the top 5. Because outside of Justin Jefferson and Jamar Chase, after that you can. Yeah, it's up for debate. Yeah, I'm trying to think. There's really, I mean, you know, it might be too soon, but you know, it's a little too soon. But the guy with the Giants, he looked like he might have. I
they
think
were gonna be mine.
in a year or two, I think he's gonna be be in that top 3 discussion
Like,
possibly. But that's
probably next year. They think about he had. Remember, it took Brock has the record for most receptions as a rookie. But think about Malik Neighbors had that record. Brock broke it in the last game, and Malik Neighbors played 2 less games. So that's the kind of production he was putting up with equally bad quarterback play. So he's a dog. Like if we were saying Brock is a dog like that, like Malik Neighbors is equally as much of a dog. So it's Brock, Malik Neighbors, and Brian Thomas are like those are guys are future faces of the NFL right there. Like those 3 guys are gonna be dogs. Maybe if Marvin Harrison Jr. get his stuff together, but those 3 guys right there, like they're gonna be like featured on commercials.
Yeah, nah, facts. And then look, what Eagles showed on Sundays, they're the most talented football team in the NFL.
Facts.
Obviously they won a Super Bowl. You could say that they're the best team because they won the Super Bowl, but they are the most talented. Like just watching that team on Sunday, they have everything. Do they have any weaknesses? I'm not sure if they have any weaknesses.
Nah, not really, man. Not really. Their weakness was supposed quote unquote quarterback, but even Jalen Hurts is a top 10ish, 12ish quarterback in the league. So it's like what weaknesses do they really have? Maybe youth in the secondary, but that Vic Fangio had those dudes playing so well, and then I already told y'all what I think about Quinion, and then Cooper played well. They got linebacker, maybe Zach Bond. Outside of Zach Bond, they got Zach Bond and Kobe Dean. So those both. Zach Bond was a defensive player of the year candidate. Kobe Dean had his best year of his career on a defensive line. Jalen Carter gonna probably be a top 5 defensive player next year.
Right.
Too bad we didn't take him. And the offensive line, they got one of the best offensive lines in the league. They got 2 good receivers. They got AJ Brown, who we just said possibly a top 5 receiver in the league. They got Devontae Smith, who's probably a top 5 number 2 in the league. And then they got Saquon, who's the best back in the league, MVP candidate, and they got a very good offensive line. Even after losing, Jason Kelsey, they came right back. Their new center, they didn't miss a beat. So,
did you mention tight end? Dallas was it Dallas Goedert or something?
Dallas Goedert.
Yeah.
He's solid.
He's a solid player. Man, they really don't have a lot of weaknesses, man. It's super talented, and that comes down to like probably the best GM. You could arguably probably the best GM in football. Best GM in football, Harry Roseman.
Quite possibly.
Even I'm not gonna lie, like there was that big pass play to Dotson, and I was like, damn, Dotson plays for y'all, like.
Yeah.
And I was just thinking about, like, I remember him coming out the draft. I really liked him. I mean, I don't know what happened with him and the Commanders. I don't know if he fell out with the coaching staff or whatever the case may be, but he ended up going to the Eagles. Nice little pickup. He's their number 4th receiver on the depth chart. Yeah. Like he could be a number 3 on some teams or number 2, on a good team. But I mean, I might be saying a lot. I mean, I don't know what his issues were with the Commanders, but they're super talented. Hopefully the Raiders could take that blueprint, but it's going to take a minute though. It's going to take a while, man. They're going to have to draft well. They're going to have to use free agency to supplement the team. They got a few free agents that they need to resign. And, it's funny, too. The Eagles got a lot of free agents, too. A lot of free agents, especially on the defensive side of the football. So it's going to be interesting offseason for the Eagles as well. But, man, shout out. I think we got some Eagles fans in the building, man. We got Eagles fans in the building, man. Man, hey, man, shout out to y'all, man. Shout out to the Eagles, man. They did what they did what they had to do, man. And we are in full support as Raider fans. We are in full support of the Eagles destroying the Chiefs in the Super Bowl, so everybody can see. The biggest stage. It's a beautiful thing to see. But that being said, it's now the offseason is officially underway in probably less than. Now we're a month away. I think a month away from free agency. I think it's like March 11th or something like that, like mid-March.
Yeah, like early, the early 3rd of March. I want to say.
Yeah, so that's like the biggest thing next up in the offseason is going to be free agency. And Adam Schefter. Adam Schefter's out here trying to connect the dots, and I don't like when Adam Schefter connect the dots, especially when it's especially if it's something I don't like. We did doubt him for a second, but now, hey, you know what? Hey, respect to Adam Schefter. I think it was early on in the offseason where he was saying that, he didn't believe in the Ben Johnson hype. And we're like, this dude's hating. And guess what? He was right. He was right. And now he's out here. He's out here talking about the Raiders, and they're possibly going to be one of the number one teams out there looking to sign, Sam Darnold. I don't want I don't want to be that team. I don't want the Raiders to be that team that hand Sam Darnold a huge contract. And just to keep this in mind, Raider Nation, this is going to be a bigger contract than what Jimmy G got, for example. Sam Darnold is coming off his best year, and we all know QBs get paid. I don't want to be that team. I don't want the Raiders to be that team to sign Sam Darnold to a contract where, if be honest with you, he's only had one good year.
Yeah.
One good year, and he played with arguably one of the best play callers in football in Kevin O'Connell. I don't want the Raiders to find out that, hey, you know what? This dude he's really not that good. What are your thoughts on Adam Schefter trying to connect the dots with Sam Darnold to the Raiders?
So I'm hoping that he's incorrect, because I don't want to pay Sam Darnold big money either. If it was like a smaller contract, hey, I'd be willing to take a flyer on him, but he's going to probably be the number one quarterback in free agency. And so, he's going to demand top dollar, and I'm not too keen on paying him that top dollar. And know what this is like. We're lucky. It's not as apples to apples comparison, but last time Pete Carroll went after a free agent quarterback from the NFC North and paid him big money for a small sample size, it was Matt Flynn. And so,
man,
that did not work out. But fortunately, in that same draft class, they picked up Russell Wilson, who was the second most important part of that Super Bowl. Gotcha.
You're funny, man. Hey, that's an inside, man. If you know, you know, man. Hey, that's an inside, man. We all know it's Marshawn Lynch, man. But that's a whole different conversation. Yeah, man. I just don't want the Raiders to be that team to take that risk. If he works out, cool. I just don't think the Raiders could handle missing on paying. Like it just would set him back. If you're gonna pay all that money to QB who's really shown, if anything, like I'd rather take a 1 year flyer, Russell Wilson. I'd rather take a 1 year flyer. Hey, you might not like this. If Aaron Rodgers wants to play for the Raiders 1 year, I'm cool with that. I'd rather sign Aaron Rodgers for 1 year than, and that's another quarterback that's going to be available. If anybody is late to the party, Aaron Rodgers is going to be let go eventually this offseason by the Jets. I don't know if they're going to trade him. They might make him what is it, what's that veteran cut over the summer that happens that June 1st cut. That might be a situation where they cut him that way or trade him. But I'll take a flyer on Aaron Rodgers compared to a Sam Darnold, because I know that 1 year is not going to be a 3-5 year. I mean, what, 40 million, 50 million, 60 million to Sam Darnold? That's what his contract is probably going to look like. It's going to be crazy. And when I say Aaron Rodgers, I'm not saying I want him and that's the only QB the Raiders should go. No, like the Raiders need to improve that QB room. So just because I'm saying get Aaron Rodgers for 1 year doesn't mean that the Raiders don't draft a QB in the first round or the second round or whatever the case may be.
Yeah.
I'm just saying I'd rather take a cheaper investment or not a long-term investment at that quarterback position as far as a veteran. I'd rather just draft a guy like in the first few rounds to at that position. But that's just me. I mean, I want to hear what you guys have to say real quick, man. Let's hit up the chat. Let's see here. We got, man, Chiefs couldn't do jack. Eagles are flying high. They passed with flying colors, won the Super Bowl. Hey, man, facts, 100%, man. Hey, the Chiefs. Man, I enjoyed that game, and I was watching the game with a few people and they were looking at me like I was crazy. I'm hating on the Chiefs. I'm like, man, you're not. If you're not a Raider fan, you just don't understand. You're just not gonna understand at all. But it is what it is. We got people pulling up left and right. Gets a $30 million sign this year, so it's spread out over a few years. Okay. Yeah, man. Hey, man, Harry Roseman he's doing a lot. He's running circles a lot of around GMs around the NFL, man, as far as how he's running that team, getting draft picks, signing players. Like he's just a step ahead when it comes to everybody. I mean, like he got arguably the best defensive tackle in football, Jalen Carter. Mm-hmm. That D-line, he was part of that D-line getting pressure on Mahomes down after down. Yeah. Which, the Raiders right now, I'm sure they're regretting a little bit because, Tyree doesn't look like he's going to be that guy.
At all. At all. Yeah, man. Man,
we got Protect the Shield podcast in the building, man. Chris was good, man. He says 50-50 was good, fellas. Chat. What's up? Hey, man, appreciate you coming through, man.
For sure, man. Make sure you check out my guy.
Yes, sir. Devontae Smith on the other side helps out a lot. Yeah. They got weapons everywhere, man. They got weapons everywhere. They got talent everywhere. That D line, that secondary, like coaching. Vic Fangio is one of the best like head coach, no, but as a defensive coordinator, man, he's always been one of the best out there. I mean, I know it didn't really work out with the Dolphins.
Yeah.
But hey, if you give that man talent, he knows what to do with it. I remember those 49er teams that he coached as far as, being a defensive coordinator for that team with Jim Harbaugh, man. That was a great defensive football team. Very physical. And he got the Eagles playing good playing good defense, and they shut down the Chiefs, man. They shut them down. Let's see. I wonder if Kelsey retires. I wonder if he I don't think he's gonna retire though. I think he's gonna be like, I think Mahomes. Yeah, it's just the way it. You don't want to go out like that. I don't think anybody wants to go out like that.
Yeah, still though, man. Yeah, like that. If they didn't lose as badly, maybe he walks away. The fact that he got blown out like that. Yeah. But like, why would he come back? But you're a multiple time Super Bowl winner. You're a first ballot Hall of Famer already. You made a gang of money. You signed a fat deal for that podcast you have with your brother. Like, bro, what are you? I understand the love of the game, bro, but at some point, it's like, hang it up, hang it up.
Right. Man, we got Turf in the building. Ultimate Raider Fan 32, man. So what to do, fellas, man? Appreciate you, my guy, coming through, supporting the show. Hey, if you haven't subscribed, make sure to head over to Ultimate Raider Fan 32, man. Runs a great show over there. So make sure to subscribe. Man, we got everybody pulling up today, man. That offensive line is huge. Yeah. I think moving Mekhi Becton to guard it's been a revelation, man. It's been a game changer. It's been a big time move for them. He's gonna be a free agent. Would you consider signing a Mekhi Becton if you're the Raiders?
I consider it, but like Chip Kelly, he likes to do a lot of pin and pull stuff. So his guards have to be extremely mobile. So, like, and Mekhi Becton, I'll say he's not mobile, but, like, he needs somebody with a little bit more mobility than what he offers, to be honest with you. But like I said, Chip Kelly, we're going to talk about it later. He can adapt his system, but will you adapt your system because you don't have the right guard, or will you find the right guard to fit your system? And that's it in that case.
Trey from the Chiefs.
Trey is the dude.
Man, if the Raiders are gonna throw the bag at, I would say, offensive line. Like let's go ahead and if the Super Bowl proved anything, man, it's the game is won in the trenches. That's what it proved. And I feel like the Raiders, if we can re-sign some guys like a Kuntz, some guys, some role players that helped out the Raiders D-line, especially late in the year. Adam Butler is one of those guys. If we can re-sign him as well, and I'm not gonna lie, even draft some guys. You know what I mean? This is a good draft to draft a defensive lineman. So
it's a deep edge class. Wait, but did you see what Spot Track was talking about? Kuntz's contract is gonna look like.
Spy Track?
Yeah, what they say what his contract is, what they projected him to get.
But you said Spy Tech is saying this?
Spot Track.
Oh, Spot. I thought you said Spy Tech.
No, Spy Tech. Spy Tech ain't.
I'm like, what? Damn, Spy Tech. You pretty comfortable? You talking to the media and telling just talking about what you're gonna do before you do it? I mean, that's crazy. I think I heard that it's like around 20 mil. Is this 20 mil?
Yeah.
I gotta believe it to see it, but the market is kind of it's not really. Yeah, it's a trash market because he's like the youngest. I think he's probably the youngest guy out there that has potential to be. But the thing is, though, it's kind of risky to give him a deal because in reality, he only had one half of a productive season. Even though we believe in Kuntz, it's like he had 8 sacks in the latter half of the 2022 season or 2023 season. And then obviously he was hurt for all of 24 season. So it's kind of risky. It makes sense for him to sign a 1-year deal. I would, if I'm the Raiders, I would get him on a 1-year deal. Would you franchise him?
That's gonna be fat. That's gonna probably be more. That might be more than 20 million. To be honest with you.
Hold up. What's the franchise? I mean, the franchise the average. It's like what top? It's like top 5.
It's an average of the top 5 people at the position.
Oh damn! Yeah, you know they. Shit.
So that's gonna be fat.
Because it's a few edge rushers that need to get paid this offseason, and that includes Max Crosby, Micah Parson. Myles Garrett, I'm sure probably is going to get another deal if he gets traded. So that's going to be interesting. But yeah, man, I think the Raiders D-line, man, I think if they can get healthy, just make a few signings here, maybe draft another guy, add some depth to that room. I think the Raiders D-line is there. Same thing with offensive line. Like, hey, we make the right moves. It's there. But I think, man, hey, it feels like we got the right people in the building, man. I feel like Spy Tech, I think he's going to make some good moves this offseason. I mean, he has plenty of cap space. Let me actually take a look and see that Kuntz. I heard it was 20 mil.
Yeah.
Let me see Spot Track.
Yeah. I mean, think about the last half of that season. Like he was considered, I want to say, a top 10 edge rusher for sure. I think some according to some analytics, he was top 5. So it's like, if you get that, you see a guy, he's still fairly young, with his kind of athletic ability, the fact, the leadership stuff he displayed, I'm sure, because the Raiders expected him to have a huge season. Like they were expecting him to be a big part of what they were going to do. The AP talked about it, Patrick Graham talked about it, I think Marvin Lewis talked about it as well. Just his leadership alone was had taken a tremendous jump. So I don't know, man. 20 million, I can see it happening.
I'm not gonna lie. This is flag on the play. Not gonna lie. Like him getting 20 mil, and he's coming off missing the entire season, and it's not like he's had all pro seasons before this season. So I would get that, but he's only had literally one half of a season of production.
Yeah. But that's why I was saying we should pay him a little bit more in advance. I was saying, what I say, pay him like 14 or something like that over 3 years. People are like, oh, why you paying him that? And like this is why. Like you pay him that 14 over 3 years, or over 3 years. You just lock him in. Like overpay him a little bit beforehand, but that was incumbent upon his agent agreeing to that. And like I said, this was a weak pass rushing class, so I'm sure his agent saw that too. And was like, look, we can cash the hell in. Like, why are we gonna sign early? We could potentially just cash in after this year. And even though he didn't play this year at all, he's still looking to cash in.
All right, I'm looking at market. Whoo, yes, 20 mil. Let's see if I could share this real quick. All right, see this? Look at that right there. Look at that right there. Look at that right there. Malcolm Kuntz, 20 million. That's his. That Spot Track over here saying that his calculated market value. Man, I wonder who's gonna give him that contract. And if what happens if it's a 1 year 20 mil? Would you do it?
Yeah.
Or you would do it 1 year?
Yeah, I'd do 1 year 20 mil.
If you do the 1 year 20 mil, that means that you're probably going to sign him to. Would you say you're going to probably sign him to a bigger contract? You just need to see 1 year of him being productive.
Exactly.
Whew. But you know what's going to help here, and that's why I was kind of excited that Patrick Graham was coming back, because I think Patrick Graham is going to be probably his biggest advocate, and Kuntz is probably going to want to come back, and probably bet on himself so he can get a way bigger deal next free agency. But we'll see, man. I believe it. I'll believe when I see it, man, because, man, that's crazy. 20 million, and he literally had 8. That's, man, being a pass rusher in the NFL, man, is going to get you paid.
Hey, the pass rusher in NFL just won the Eagles the Super Bowl. So they just won the Eagles. They were able to. They got a 50% pressure rate, and they only rushed 4. They didn't blitz at all. You get pressure 50% of the time without blitzing at all. That's why you're able to do so much in coverage. That's why you're able to stifle a team like that, because you're able to put everybody else can be in coverage. So not only you're still pressuring the quarterback, and you have more people to cover. So like that pass rush is, when you have a pass rush like that, like we see, that's what won the Buccaneers the game. That's what beat Tom Brady twice with the Giants, right? Like like the greatest quarterbacks, the two best. Most people would say is Brady and Mahomes. Like they were stifled by great pass rushers and teams that were able to get pressure with just 4 defensive linemen. So when you can do that, like that affords you a lot of flexibility in the secondary. Yeah,
facts, 100%. And just going back to the most important position on a football field is that quarterback position. We talked about Sam Darnold and why we don't like the move, and we didn't really get a chance to talk about Aaron Rodgers. He's going to be available. Can you see a situation where the Raiders can sign him to a 1 year deal and it working, or is he done at QB? You think he just not a good fit for this team? Like, what's your thoughts on it? Because hey, man, Tom Brady's in the building.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He played until he's 45 years old. And I'm sure he has respect for Aaron Rodgers as a quarterback. The Raiders, Pete Carroll, he's 70-some years old. He wants to win, not later. He wants to win now. He's not trying to build. He's not trying to rebuild anything. Like, if this guy's in his 70s, he's going to want to win now. I know a lot of people talk about how he's going to build the culture or whatever. We'll see, man. But do you think Aaron Rodgers can be a possible fit for the Raiders?
No, for several reasons. First of all, I don't know what kind of contract he's going to demand. He's just coming off being paid a whole bunch of money by the Jets, so you don't know what kind of contract he's going to demand. Second of all, he he played pretty bad in certain spots last year, like pretty terribly. So like, how much does he really have left in the tank? And then the final and most important reason is, you don't want to be John Gruden and Mike Mayock, right? You don't want to preach culture, 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 and then draft Damon Arnett and Lynn Bowden, right? You don't want to be Pete Carroll. I'm here to fix the culture and do all this stuff, and then you bring in the obvious locker room cancer and Aaron Rodgers, right? Like that's the last thing you want. You don't want, even if it's just for a year, you don't want that 1 year to be full of distractions and full of Aaron Rodgers doing Aaron Rodgers things and him complaining on Pat McAfee every Monday or whatever he's on the show, right? Like you don't want that first year, your foundation year, to be, anchored by a guy that's an obvious distraction, and he's not going to really contribute at all, right? We heard when he was with Jordan Love, like he didn't really help Jordan. Like you're bringing this quarterback, he didn't help Jordan Love at all. I don't expect him to help whatever other young quarterback we bring in either. So, it doesn't make a lot of sense to me.
I hear you. I'm just looking at it from perspective is like the Raiders. Aaron Rodgers would easily be the best quarterback the Raiders had since like
Rich Gannon.
Rich Gannon.
Since Rich Gannon MVP year, yeah.
Rich Gannon. I think he's
maybe
still
2016 car.
I think he still has 1 year, like 1 or 2 years left. I think he still has like 1 or 2 years left. But obviously he has to go to a situation where where they have a good offensive line. There's weapons around him, kind of like what Brady did when he went to Tampa Bay. Like he made sure that he had all the right pieces around him, because on his way out with the Patriots, like they didn't, and it didn't look too good. So he made sure when he went to the Tampa Bay, he had everything he needed in order for him to be successful. And for Raiders, obviously, I think Raiders are going to be prioritizing the offensive line, defensive line especially, because we got some free agents. Some guys are going to get healthy. I'm sure Max Crosby, they're going to try to extend him, and they're probably going to draft some guys too as well. Look, hey, I think it could be a possibility. 1 year, I'll take a 1 year flyer. I know some people might not like it because Aaron Rodgers and what happened with he kind of comes off like he has a huge ego a little bit, but hey, he might have a chip on his shoulder. Hey, I like a future Hall of Fame quarterback with a chip on his shoulder. I kind of like that. And then don't stop there, Raiders. Go ahead and draft the QB of the future. You know what I mean? Tom Brady talks about, he what happened to quarterbacks developing and taking their time. So that, look, we don't have to force it. We might not get Shedeur Sanders. We might not get Cam Ward. We're just going to be in a tough spot at number 6 because there's going to be quarterback needy teams ahead of us that might get those guys. If that's the case, then there's going to be a few guys that, they're not bad options, but they're probably going to need a year or so to like sit on a bench, develop. You know what I mean? You can't really throw them in there and expect for them to be good right away. So it kind of makes sense to maybe get a guy that a veteran, a bridge quarterback, so to speak.
Yeah.
We'll see. We'll see how it shakes out. But shout out to Raider Room. He says, would y'all trade for Stafford? I think we talked about this before. Okay, what would that trade look like?
I don't know. Why would the Rams do it? Like who they'd have to have like they're not in position to draft another quarterback. They just coming off a season where they went to the playoffs and won a playoff game. Like why? Like I don't understand. Like why the Rams would do it in this situation. Their backup is Jimmy Garoppolo. Well, he's a free agent too, so their backup is Stetson Bennett. It's like I don't see why they would do it. And so if they're willing to do it, it's going to cost a lot. It's not going to be like, it's going to be like for a first round pick, like for us to be quarterbackless, like I just don't see why they would do it. So I think it'll be too rich for our blood. And if it was a feasible trade, I'd love to have Matt Stafford. Like I think before we asked, I think like one time where we talked about like Devontae from Matthew Stafford. Like hell yeah, like. But now even more so, right? But so we at the time we said you do that trade all day.
Yeah, I would for sure want Stafford, but he would probably be a little bit more expensive, and on top of that, like, you know, the Rams they're probably gonna want some draft compensation too, and I'm like Raiders really are not in a position to give up draft compensation because we need to build this football team. Like, we need depth, we need young players. Like, we're not in a position to trade assets like that. So I just don't think it'll be a good fit. But I do like this, but I don't think it's going to happen. Why not trade for Joe Milton III? We talked about this before. Would love for it to happen. I just don't see it happening. There's no connection. There's no like, Spytek would be a monster for being aggressive like that and just being aware of, you know, like, you know, I just don't see any connection for the Raiders to make that. And especially because, I mean, what has he done? I mean, Joe Milton, I know he's come in limited action and showed that he has some talent for sure. I would want him to do it, but I just don't see the Raiders doing it for some reason. What's your take?
Same, and I think it will be because I'm sure the Patriots, what they drafted him the 6th round, so they're going to want at least like a 5th round for him back. And it's like, you know, I would rather just go with our own guy at that point. You know, grab one of these other quarterbacks that's a little bit younger, you know, and start developing them our way rather than go out through another team. A guy we had an opportunity to draft already and we passed on him. So at this point, you know, just take a guy in the draft.
Man, shout out to Yo Raider. He says, appreciate the super chat. He says, take a flyer on Zach or Russell Wilson. No, Uncle Sam. Okay, Sam Darnold. Zach Wilson. I mean, damn, I like him. I like Zach Wilson better than some of the quarterbacks we had the last couple of years for sure. I mean, as a bridge option, oh man, that'd be tough. I mean, if you're adding him in a quarterback room to just for competition, I wouldn't be mad at it. Russell Wilson, last offseason where, you know, obviously the Broncos are paying the tab. He was going to sign for a vet minimum. I definitely liked it last year. This year, I'm not sure if it's going to be a fit there, but I mean, I wouldn't be mad at it. At the end of the day, like, my mindset is the Raiders need to draft a QB. That's just, like, we need to add a veteran in the room. So whatever that looks like, go ahead and do that. But we need to draft a QB no matter what. So everybody that we're mentioning right now doesn't mean that the Raiders stop drafting. Like, we're gonna draft a QB because everybody that, I mean, outside of, like, if we signed Sam Darnold to a big time deal, I'm not sure if I see them drafting a QB in the first round, unless they pull
first round, no.
Unless they pull Atlanta Falcons. I mean, the Falcons, they surprise everybody. I mean, maybe they're starting a trend.
Yeah, but
give a guy
that was
like
different though,
like $100 million, 2 years or 3 years, $100 million or something like that, and then end up drafting Michael Penix at number 8.
Yeah, but that was different because first of all, Kirk Cousins is older, and he was coming off that Achilles injury, so it's like you kind of had to have some assurance against him, you know, and not often do you, like I was telling people, man, like. There's in most other drafts, Michael Penix is the number 1 or number 2 quarterback in the draft class, like easily. The only reason he wasn't is because that year, because of all the guys there, and then because people were worried about the injury. But if not for that, it's like he's going number 1 and number 2. So it's like when you get an opportunity to take a guy like that, you jump at that chance, and that's what they did. And guess what? He's going to be their starter next year. So
right. We'll see. We'll see how it shakes out. But yeah, man, this is an ongoing conversation. The quarterback position. We talked about it all offseason last season. The Raiders didn't address it. I think this year that's going to change. I feel like they got the right people in the building. Hopefully, Tom Brady is going to be. I mean, from what it sounds like, he's going to be helping out addressing that position. We'll get into like notable quotables, flags on a play. Before we get into that, make sure to clock in, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell. We are going live on both our channels, so if you haven't subscribed or hit the like button, make sure to do so, man. We appreciate everybody coming through. Before we move it along, man, the Raiders did finalize their coaching staff.
Yes.
They went ahead and made it official. Obviously, we've talked about like the Patrick Grahams of the world, and obviously Chip Kelly got hired as an offensive coordinator. Patrick Graham coming back as a defensive coordinator, but they pretty much finalized the coaching staff. And here's let's see here. Let me move this out the way. See if y'all can see it here. Bada bing, bada boom. All right, here we go. So we got Pete Carroll, obviously head coach. Matt Capurro is coaching operations. I wonder, is that like a game, like AP when he had the game management guy? I think was that him? I don't know.
It sound like a homie hookup. To be honest with you, sound like, come over here, bro. I got a job for you.
Man, Chip Kelly obviously is the offensive coordinator. Chris Beatty, I think we talked about this around the Shield. Chris Beatty was hired, I think, last Friday or Thursday as a wide receivers coach. Then we got Bob Bicknell. I think this is one of your favorite coaches on the coaching staff, Severe.
Oh, yeah, you already know.
Just because of the last name, for sure. We got Sean. Oh, man, I'm going to be butchering these last names.
Binkus.
Binkus. Offensive assistant. Brendan Carroll.
Yes.
Hey, Pete Carroll, hey, man, he's like, hey, I'm bringing my sons. If I'm hired, I'm bringing my sons. He obviously offensive line coach. That's going to be interesting to see how that goes. Do we know what type of system he's going to be running, Severe?
We don't know, but if it's running Chip Kelly, I mean, Chip Kelly does a little bit of everything. It's mostly zone, but Chip Kelly does a little bit of everything.
Nate Carroll is also his other son. Was Nate Carroll with the Panthers?
He was with, I think it's with the Panthers. The Panthers fired him, though.
if all else fails, man, go back to dad, man. He'll hire you, man. Hey, that's what's up, man. But he's
fired. He's seen last year.
Man, but he is listed as the assistant quarterbacks coach.
He needs to be. Yeah, he needs to be offensive quality. Whoever, because Kyle Fuller, that's what Nate need to be. Offensive quality control. Like, you need to be doing something low level like that. Don't come right in and you assistant quarterbacks coach.
Kyle
straight
Fuller?
Off and getting fired.
This ain't the Kyle Fuller that we all know that plays.
Nah,
this completely different. That'd be crazy. That'd be crazy.
Because that dude was a DB, you want to say, right? Yeah.
Dylan McCullough as the running backs coach. I think we talked about this last week.
Yeah.
Notre Dame. So that might be a nice pickup there. Greg Olsen obviously is the quarterbacks coach. I like him at that spot. Just don't call plays. Don't just stay right there.
Yeah, exactly.
It'll be fine. Joe Philbin. So this goes back to Pete Carroll saying that he wants to have a mix of the existing coaching staff from last season, and obviously mixing guys that he knows and guys he's never worked with. Joe Philbin is still on the staff, but I believe Lou Steckel, another guy, tight ends coach.
Pete Carroll wants somebody. Pete Carroll wants somebody around his age, so he's like, "Come on, Joe, let's kick it out the practice, Joe."
Oh man, oh, for real, man. What do you think they're gonna be doing?
Man,
just
playing. Like, what's old dudes like? I don't know what old dudes do. Go eat some pie. Go to pie. They go to like diners and eat pie and drink coffee. Like go to Marie Callender's.
Oh man, that's crazy. But Patrick Graham, obviously we all know he's coming back. John Glenn, that was an early coaching hire. I think he was the special teams coordinator for the Commanders, and now he's coming back as linebacker coach. He was the linebacker coach for Pete Carroll before, so it made sense for him to come back. And he got Kenyon Jackson as the assistant defensive line. Robbie Leonard obviously is coming back as D-line coach, one of the best in the business when it comes to that. The coaching staff looks pretty solid.
Yeah,
I was kind of
a good one too.
I was kind of surprised that one of the I think the DB coach didn't come back. I thought we were able to. I thought we were.
Ricky Manning.
Yeah, Ricky Manning. I thought he was going to be the DB coach, but I don't know what happened. Something happened.
Yeah, I don't know, but I think Joe Woods is a DB coach and a pass game coordinator. You know, he's a respected guy around the league. Marcus Robertson, he worked with us before. He's with us when I want to say Joe Woods worked with us too before. I forgot when, but I know Marcus Robertson worked with us when Jug Del Rio was around. So those are two guys that are already been around the Raiders before. So they should be a little bit some familiar faces to people in the front office, or at least to Mark Davis.
And I think Joe Woods was a DC. He was defensive coordinator last year. I think interim defensive coordinator, which is good. You got a guy that has some experience, and he's obviously going to be the DB coach. Tom McMahon.
He's been a defensive coordinator before too, like you said. He's been the actual defensive coordinator. I don't know if he was last year, but he's been defensive coordinator in the past.
Yeah. And then Tom McMahon comes back as a special teams coordinator. Yeah. So, and then that pretty much wraps it up for the coaching staff. Now at this point, man, like I said, the offseason is officially underway. It is underway, man, and free agency is around the corner. Before we move it along, man, make sure to clock in, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell. But it's that time. It's that time, man. Hey, man, it's flag on the play.
Personal foul, 69, offense. He was giving them the business.
Man, so this week, this edition of Flag on the Play, we got a couple of flags, man. And this actually happened recently. This happened actually today.
Yeah.
And if y'all watching the replay, it happened, on Tuesday. Tuesday nights, every time we go live. But the 76ers were playing the Toronto Raptors today. Raptors end up winning that game at the end. But there was a big pivotal moment in that game. And we got to give a flag. I know this is for the most part it's a football show, but hey, if you're just joining us, flag on the play is really anything that we have an issue with that we feel like we got to call it like we see it. And in this case, Joel Embiid, one of the best players in the NBA, had an opportunity to win the game. And let me go ahead and you know what? That's the one thing that I forgot to do. Let me go ahead and put this up here. But Joel Embiid had an opportunity to win the game, and man, when I say he fumbled,
man,
he literally fumbled at the end, man. He literally gave the game away, and he had an opportunity to win the game. Let me go ahead and put this on the screen. Y'all could tell me. Let's see if y'all can see it here. All right, here we go.
105-103. Raptors with a 2-point lead, looking for their 5th win. Embiid loses it. Joel Embiid loses it. Brady.
All right, so to put some like a little bit of context of what's going on. So there was 11 seconds to go. 11 seconds to go. And pretty much Joel Embiid was wide open at the top of the key. They're down by 2 points. Joel Embiid is a 34% three-point shooter. He's a pretty good three-point shooter. He's a big man. Exactly. He plays the center position, maybe sometimes power forward, but I think he's mostly a center. But he can shoot. He can shoot. He's a solid three-point shooter. This season he's shooting 33%, solid. Especially for a center. He was wide open. He's one of the best NBA players, one of the best players that is in the NBA. Wide open at top of the key. And 11 seconds ago, they're down by 2 points. And this is what he does. You know what I mean? Like he passes it up. He doesn't even do that. He dribbles to get closer. I was like, damn, where is the confidence? Like, come on, man. We got to call it like we see it. It's a flag on the play. Turn the ball over. Raptors get the ball back. The rest is history. Raptors win the game. But yeah, flag on the play on Joel Embiid. We had to give him the flag, man. What's your thoughts on this, man?
What was dude doing, bro? You a 7-footer, bro. Why you trying to trying to go between your legs, and bro, you had a wide open shot, man. Like shoot the J, and I think he's made big shots like that before. He's wide open, bro. He's wide open. Shoot the jumper, man. Live and die by that shot, man. You've made it before. There's no reason for you not to put it now. Or if you're gonna try to get a little bit closer, hey, take a 1 or 2 dribbles in and shoot a shoot a 2 from the high key. Like, don't try to drill. You got like three guards there waiting for you, and you try to, like, come on, bro. Like, you're 7 feet tall, man. That ball, the distance that ball has to travel is a lot longer than for other people. So he was asking for it to get ripped, and that's what happens.
He did finish with 27 points and 12 rebounds. Had a good game, or a solid game for his standards. But I'm just saying, like, mental mistake. 11 seconds ago, wide open 3-pointer. I'm like, oh man, that's the game right there. You take that shot, but hey man, sometimes players have mental mistakes. That was a big one, man. So we got to call it like we see it. Flag on a play on Joel Embiid. But let's move it along, man. Let's move it along, man. To a funny, awkward moment on Sunday, man. Severe, if you want to give the intro to this.
Yeah, man. So we all know, Patrick Mahomes and the Eagles, they lost the Super Bowl. The Super Bowl took place in New Orleans. And we all know that Patrick Mahomes he's a junior. His dad, Patrick Mahomes Sr., is a former baseball player. And he had a little bit of a run-in with another former baseball player, an infamous former baseball player at that. You can play the tape. We'll talk a little bit more afterwards.
All right. Here we go.
How we doing?
Oh man, why are you doing like that, man?
Oh yeah, so this is the Samaje Perine. So this is Pat Mahomes. I think this is after. I don't know after they scored. I don't know if this is after they scored or when this was. At what point this was during the game, but you see, like, Samaje Perine clearly stands up, looking for some dap, and Patrick Mahomes walks right past them.
Let's do the slow motion right here, man. He's obviously giving everybody dap. Perine is like, I'm next, and
he's like, clearly.
Flag on a play on Patrick Mahomes, man. That's cold blooded, man. Hey, I'm sure. You know what? To be honest with you, he probably didn't see him. He probably was like, "Hey, I'm gonna say what's up."
Not though, bro. Perine must have made some jokes about fried chicken, and Patrick Mahomes like, "Yeah, bro, I ain't never shaking your hand again."
Something. But you know what? This is not the worst I've ever seen, though. What's like the worst, like, leaving someone hanging as far as handshakes that you ever seen?
I'm trying to think. I know Josh Hart done got left hanging a few times.
Josh Hart, one of the most awkward one. It was real bad. It was Kevin Love. You remember
Kevin Love, that was it LeBron?
No. It wasn't LeBron. I think this is when he played for Minnesota. It's early on when he played for Minnesota, and it was like, you know how, like, when people give dap. I think he was on the free throw line, and it's kind of like just one of those rituals.
Oh, everybody give you, like, you give a dap to everybody.
Yeah. And it was just pretty bad. Like, he stuck his hand there, and then, like, it was just, the timing was off. And he tried to go back. He tried to go back and save it.
At that point, that makes it worse.
Man,
you try to save it, that makes it worse.
It was like, man, it was just like one of those, like, cringeworthy, like, moments. But obviously, I think I showed you the Phil Jackson one. Phil Jackson was
that one was bad. That one was, like, kind of subtle. But Josh Hart done been left hanging like 4 or 5 times.
But like, to do this, like, you're trying to play it off and do this.
That's the worst way to try to play it off, man. Like, he wasn't smooth with it at all. Like,
Hold up. Let me
At least,
let me
like,
see.
you put your hand out there, you, like, act like you trying to stretch your arm or something like that. Like,
Yeah.
some
Yeah.
awkward stuff. Like, nah, man, that was whack. That was
Look,
whack.
let me play this. Let's play this real quick, man. This is the late great Kobe Bryant. You know, but I think this is pregame. You know, he's shaking hands with everybody. Derek Fisher, Phil Jackson on the bench. You know, hey, Phil's like, oh, I'm dapping my guy, Derek Fisher. Kobe comes by.
Nah, bro, you gotta look up, man. Look up Josh Hart. Josh Hart, bro. Josh Hart done been left hanging like 4-5 times, bro.
Hey,
Like in the most obvious ways.
But it's like the way he tried to play it off, man, was like, damn, he just. Man, it was hilarious. I'll look it up real quick. I'll look it up. I'll look up. You said Josh Hart.
Josh Hart. It's like isn't happened to him like hella times, bro. Like hella times.
Yeah.
Like multiple times.
Hold on. Let me see Josh Hart.
Look up Josh Hart left hanging. Josh Hart left hanging.
Left hanging.
Yeah.
Let me see. Oh, another bad one was, you remember when Kobe came out to the Drew League?
Yeah.
With James Harden and young DeMar DeRozan.
Yeah.
Oh, it was a bad one. It was like a fan. And he you know, Kobe was giving dap, and I don't think Kobe seen him. He left him hanging so bad. Oh, it was ruthless too. It was just like
Hey, Kobe probably doing it on purpose. At that point, Kobe doing it on purpose.
Let's see. Hold on. Let me put this. We'll put this on here real quick.
Look, bro, it happened to me so many times, bro.
But it's hella funny that he knows.
Bro, hella times, bro.
It's
obvious too.
Yeah. But you can tell like he has a sense of humor about it. Like he's like, damn.
Like damn. Nah.
That's hilarious. Let me see if I can find Kevin Love before we move it along real quick. Appreciate everybody coming through. Make sure to clock in, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Let me see. Kevin
Anybody
Love.
ever left you hanging?
Oh, Kevin Love one was like.
Is anybody ever left you hanging?
Oh yeah, man, for sure. Hell yeah. Let me see. That happens, you know what I'm saying? It's just one of those things. Hold on one second. All right. This one was LeBron James. I didn't see the LeBron James one.
No, Kevin Love. Yeah, I'm saying it was one with LeBron. I want to say. That's what I thought you was talking about.
Oh, he came in hella juice, and LeBron is like hella mad and shit, arguing. Nah, this is with the Timberwolves. It was bad, bro.
I don't remember that one, bro.
This is early on, man. It was like, let me see, left hanging, Timberwolves. Let me see.
I remember the LeBron one.
Damn. This is. Damn. He for sure hired a firm to delete all the evidence off that.
He got rid of it.
He got rid of the evidence on that because it was bad. It was like, what the fuck? Hold up, Kevin Love. Let me see. Damn. Let me see. Awkward. Let me see. Hold on. Awkward handshake.
Yeah, it'd be it'd be the worst one to be like because like every like race they do like something different.
Oh
Like
man, I found it.
you find it?
Yeah, I found it. It was kind of sad too.
It's kind of sad.
Oh, I found it. Oh man, hey man. Ooh, internet is undefeated. Let's see.
Let's see what's going on.
All right, let's see if I could put this. All right. You already see. So this is Kevin Love. This is back when he played with the Timberwolves. I think it was like him shooting a free throw or something like that. Here it goes. Here we go.
That was oh boy, it's trying to. He was like, "Come on, bro." And he was like,
Nigga,
Dang,
they said that they said he followed him. He followed him all the way to his house.
That's young Kevin Love too, man.
That's young Kevin Love, man. He was like, he's trying.
He still had the buzz cut. That's crazy. It's crazy.
Oh man.
That's wild.
Oh man, hey man, we went on a little tangent, man. Appreciate everybody coming through. Make sure to clock in, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell. Let's see what the chat is talking about real quick. Jack says, stay away from Sanders, Raiders. Nobody needs his toxic dad second guessing everything. Jack is not a Shadur Sanders guy. Okay.
Yeah, or a Deion guy, apparently.
Yeah, he doesn't like Deion, for sure. Let's see. Malik says, oh, whew. Yeah, Malik, just keep that to yourself. Ooh. Oh my God. Did you see that?
Yeah, shit. I saw it. I was earlier.
I'm like, what the fuck?
I saw that earlier. Yeah,
man. Hey, man. Just, whoa, man. Wrong place,
teach his
man.
own, bro. To each his own. Hey, whatever.
Yeah, teach his own. So, yeah, teach his own. Yeah, for sure.
Whatever you do, brother. Let's keep that.
Hey, man, Pigs 76. A mid-round D tackle can help fill out the D line. Omar Norman feels like a perfect fit for depth that can rush the passer. Yeah, man, I wouldn't be mad at it. I feel like we need like someone that could obviously stop the run. You know, I feel like that would be a nice to pair up with Christian Wilkins. But yeah, just to add some overall depth. If it's a guy that can rush the passer, I'm not mad at that either, man. Look at this. Look at the Super Bowl, man. Like, we got to get after that quarterback, and I feel like we can if we can easily be one of those teams that have one of the best pass rushers in the best pass rush in the NFL if we make the right moves. Even offensive line, man. I think there's a way the Raiders can really upgrade the offensive D line this offseason, and if they make the right moves. I think there's some guys in free agency, there's some guys in the draft. I mean, what's your take, man? Do you want the Raiders to go to the draft to upgrade the defensive line, or do you want to? Is there some guys in free agency that you're looking at the Raiders can obviously sign?
Go to the draft. No, I think we spent big. We're going to spend money on Kuntz. I mean, we're going to spend money on Max, possibly spend money on Kuntz. I think we should bring Chase on back. We spent money on Wilkins, so go to draft. There's a guy, if you want a big, nose tackle, a big run stuffer, a guy that's gonna probably be available, probably day 3. Probably round 4, maybe round 5. But a guy named Jay Toia, he played for UCLA. Played for Chip Kelly. He's a oos, big dude. And he's a guy that's climbing up some draft boards. So he's a guy that I look out for. Like I said, around round 4, round 5.
Raider Way says Chase Young will hopefully stay. Yeah, I hope he's staying too. That's another guy. Like if the Raiders, some of the moves that the Raiders need to make in order to actually have that D-line that we expect them having next year is actually re-signing a few guys, and Chase Young would be a nice guy to get on the cheap. I wouldn't be overpaying for Chase Young, but if he's coming back on the cheap, I would definitely do that. Bring him back. I'm laughing because Raider Ray said, Severe said, "Hell yeah, it's Mark's money."
Yeah, for coach, $20 million for 1 year. Hell yeah.
I'm behind in the chat, man. Appreciate everybody coming through. Clock in, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell. Max, Wilkins, Kuntz, Chase Young, Tyree coming unblocked. That's hilarious.
That's the only time Tyree's any good, bro.
Man, y'all laughing at Aaron Rodgers coming? Hey, I wouldn't be mad at Aaron Rodgers, Chip Kelly is oil and water. Yeah, Aaron Rodgers definitely would want to have some type of controlling offense, and that's the reason why probably it didn't work with the Jets, because he got his guy Nathaniel Hackett.
Yeah.
How did that work out? We know what the Nathaniel Hackett experiment looked like in Denver with Russell Wilson. He's not that guy. He's not that guy that you want calling plays. And the reason why he was with the Jets is because I'm sure, Aaron Rodgers had the control that he wanted with the offense.
Yeah.
Which, if that's the case, then I don't know.
Only reason the Broncos hired him is because they were trying to get Aaron Rodgers there. That's the only reason the Broncos hired him.
Yeah. And I even said, I remember we were talking about like what are like, I think it was like, because we all felt like Aaron Rodgers probably gonna be on his way out with the Jets, and I said, you know what, maybe he goes to the Vikings, but that's also a situation where he probably could butt heads with Kevin O'Connell, who's a play caller, So I'm not sure if that's gonna be a great fit, but man, that's crazy.
And that's not the example you want for JJ McCarthy either.
Yeah. Man, y'all don't like Aaron Rodgers. That's crazy. You said Rodgers is not going to get offers around the NFL. In my opinion, he has to take less, and the Raiders will be there to give him the less. I'm just saying. Look, I don't think the market is going to be. If you're saying that's going to be the case, then that means the market is not going to be there. If the market's not going to be there, then that's to the Raiders' advantage. They're going to get a good deal, and so it's going to be a win-win for them. So for whatever reason, if it doesn't work out, they can cut their ties. And I'm not saying you get Aaron Rodgers and say, oh, that's going to be our quarterback and that's it. Nah, we still. Quarterback position is the harder position to get right, so you still gotta do whatever it takes to add to that room. Yeah. And we don't have to. I don't think we don't have to give up any draft picks. We don't have to. That's what I'm looking. I don't want to trade for anybody. Unless it's like a Hendon Hooker, but obviously we talked about that. That's like more of a. That's a move that if Ben Johnson was in the building, we could see, but I'm not sure if Spytech makes that move. I know someone said. Who was it earlier? Patriots, Joe Milton. That's a move that I would like to see. I wouldn't be mad if the Raiders, traded and gave up like a later round pick. But at the end of the day, like I don't see the Raiders making that move because there's no connection. It's crazy it's so crazy that the Raiders didn't draft the QB last year. What was Telesco thinking? Like that's the one thing. I know he had a solid draft, but I'm like, what that offseason, it was like, how do you not address the quarterback position? Man, that is just fuck. Anyway.
Yeah, at least we got Tommy Eichenberg, at least we got Tommy Eichenberg. What would we do without him?
Joe Milton went in the 6th round. He went in the 6th round.
Exactly.
It's crazy.
Tommy Eichenberg and MJ Devonshire were. Devonshire went 7th round, though, so I can't even say that. He went 7th round.
Yeah, man, everybody's saying pass it on Aaron Rodgers. I should put a poll out there, but It is what it is. Based on Brady's interview, hey, Daniel, hey, I see you've been paying attention to. I think I posted on Twitter. I think so we'll actually play that notable quotable. We'll talk about that. That's a good question. I'm gonna save that. Let's see. Let's see. If we're gonna put it, what do you think? I don't want Purdy. I'm cool. Hey, that's the 49ers problem. If the 49ers don't pay Purdy to y'all, do y'all think he'll fit with what Kelly wants to run?
He'll fit with what Kelly wants to run, but I'm not willing to pay Purdy what he wants in the contract.
Hey, man.
Hell no. To the no. Hell to the
No. Hell no. I'm cool. That's counterproductive to what the Raiders are doing right now. That give him a big time contract, and to be honest with you, I don't see him. I mean, all right, okay. Who would you like? Where do you rank Jalen Hurts? You said top 12, right outside the top 10 or top 10?
It's probably top 10.
Where do you put Purdy?
Slightly behind that.
You think you can win a Super Bowl with Purdy?
You need a team like Jalen Hurts has.
Yeah. Damn, that's crazy.
He had one close. Purdy had one close and couldn't beat him.
You either have to have like a legendary quarterback or a legendary team. That's just there's no way around it. Like you got to have something great about the team.
Yeah.
Oh man, he went too far, right? I remember seeing that. I was like, come on, man. He literally followed him all the way to the bench.
Yeah. He went, like you said, went home with him.
Man. But yeah, man, let's move it along, man. We got notable quotables, and Severe, if you want to give the intro to the first quote.
So we're gonna go with we were talking about Chip Kelly. And this interview is actually from a few years ago. Chip Kelly was still at UCLA at the time, but they were just asking him about people that, a lot of people borrow from his offense, and how do you feel about that, and how do you feel about teams borrowing stuff from other people. And then they also asked him about basically his offensive philosophy, and he gave a pretty interesting answer.
You look at Tim Tebow and what Urban did with Tim. Unbelievable. Single wing football. They were doing that in the 30s. Notre Dame ran the box back then. You look at some of the stuff we did, it was Dutch Myers and TCU in the 50s. So this has been the cyclical part of the game where we can go back into the history of the game and say, hey, how do we do it? Now, back then, I would say everybody was married to a system.
Sure.
And this is our system, this is what we do. Now I think people are more of, I'll do some of this and then some of this and some of this, because what all great coaches do is, what can we add that's going to help this team this year in this game?
Sure.
Not we run a system, and if it's not part of the system, then we're not gonna do it. I think everybody has a sprinkling of everything. Everybody runs some power. Everybody runs some RPOs. Everybody runs, but I think the coaches that are the best are the ones that can match it to the personnel that they have.
Yeah.
But I grew up on the East Coast. I was in the old Yankee Conference, and we got to play Delaware every year, and it was a thing of beauty to watch a Tubby Raymond Delaware football team with unbelievable players like Rich Gannon moving up and down the football field, and it was pretty. It was buck sweep to waggle to trap to option to empty it was a million different things, but it all fit into their system. And so you can kind of watch and observe how they did it, and then it was just adapt.
Hey man, that soundbite of Chip Kelly just talking about how he's going to adapt his offense to the players, the skill sets that of the players that he has, man, has me excited a little bit. Like what this offense could be under him, and he sound like he's not going to be doing the same thing over and over again. He's going to try different things. He's going to do what works in the NFL. So, I mean, I'm excited to see what that looks like, and I'm excited to see what quarterback is paired up with him in the offense. The running back, obviously, we all know that running back room is going to add some. They're going to add some talent to that room, hopefully in the draft. What was your take to what he said? And I like the Rich Gannon name drop there too.
Exactly. That's part of the reason why I kept that. I mean, first of all, you can tell this is a guy who was a student of the game, like literally, right? Not just like a student of the game, like he studies other offenses and other defenses, but he studies like the history of the game. So generally, when you have those guys that are like that, Andy Reid is a guy like that, right? Like those guys are the top tier in terms of, their creativity, because they're able to draw on that other stuff, and they're able to understand the why people did something and how would it affect their defenses, and now they can take that knowledge and they can apply it to the new era, and that's exactly what he was talking about. Like that's exactly what we talked about in that statement. Like it's all cyclical. Like people saw somebody doing this and then they did it this way, and then that next person saw them doing it this way and then they did it that way, and then it's all goes in a loop. And so, like he started his Oregon offenses, it was, and he went deeper in detail. Like the quote is longer. He's talking about like some of what he was running earlier on. Some of that spread stuff was out of necessity because, they didn't have a fullback. So he had to figure out a way where, hey, this is my personnel. I don't have a fullback. How can I still run power out, with what I have right here? So out of necessity, he figured out how to run power out of the spread. But it wasn't a situation where, he's like, I don't have a fullback, so I have to change my whole philosophy. It's like I can make my philosophy work with what I have here. So I think that, that's just one of the things that's, I think, really unique about him, is that he's really adaptable. And as I said, he's a student of the game. He studies the history. So he has so many places to pull from when he encounters these obstacles or these barriers that other people might not even know they can go to. Like he can draw on this knowledge. So I can go back to Delaware in the early 90s. I can go back to this team running the wing T or the triple option. I can draw on my experience from hey, I saw Joe Paterno winning this way back when. Like he has all these places to draw from. So that's just like, so your bag is infinite, right? You can, like, it's so many different things you can look at, and so many different things you can try to apply because you have so much knowledge. So I just think that I think it's going to be really, really refreshing to us because, we really haven't had an offensive coordinator that was, that creative or willing to experiment in those ways. And now we finally have a guy. So I think we're going to see some new stuff.
Yeah, man, I'm excited to see what it's going to look like on offense. Like I said, I mean, last year we had Lou Getsy. The year before we had Josh McDaniels. We thought he was going to be like the offensive guru that he was with the Patriots, but he hasn't proven otherwise outside of having Tom Brady. And we all know how that, him as a head coach is. We all know how that worked out. We haven't seen. I mean, I guess the last time the Raiders had a good offense was under Gruden.
Yeah,
that was like the last time we've seen actually a competent offense where we like, hey man, like putting up points, putting up yards. Gruden did come with his faults. I mean, short yardage and red zone used to get me irritated. Like we always just kick field goals or just have the most predictable short yardage play calls, but yeah, man, having a guy like that in the building coming out of college, I'm sure he's going to be aware of like certain players that are going to that fit in his system, which, yeah. And I'm kind of intrigued to see what quarterback that he wants in his system. If he had to choose, we all know that he's done it with different types of quarterbacks, but I wonder what it's going to look like when he is in that obviously draft room. He's with the coaching staff. He's with the team and everybody, the front office, the spy techs, the Tom Brady's, and he's putting in his 2 cents to get his quarterback. Is it a Will Howard? Is it a Jalen Milroe? Is it a Jackson Dart? Is it a Shedeur Sanders? If he's there at number 6, or do they trade up to get Cam Ward, because I'm not sure Cam Ward is not dropping to 6.
No, not at all.
And if Cam Ward drops, the Raiders are not. If the Raiders are interested, they're not going to wait to 6 for him to drop to all the way to 6. They're not going to risk it. They're going to go ahead and try to see if, for sure. It's a quarterback. That's what they're going to do, man. Man, hey, we appreciate everybody coming through. Make sure to clock in, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell. Man, we got people pulling up left and right, man. We got East Coast in the building, man. East Coast Gridiron, man. We had Dante last week around the Shield. Make sure to check it out, man. Really good show. God knows his stuff, man. Check out eastcoastgridiron.net is where he's at, and obviously all over social media. Appreciate him pulling up and supporting. Man, we got a super chat. My guy, Black Sales Sports Talk, man, in the building, man. Appreciate you coming through and supporting the show, man.
All right.
He said, "What's up, cousins? Hey, what is y'all view of Rich Gannon name dropping Daniel Jones as a good fit for Chip Kelly's system?" Oh, that's. Well, let me see. The first thing that comes to my mind. That's the first thing that comes to my mind. But I hope not. But if they do it, if it better be a cheap deal. They better not throw the bag at Daniel Jones. It better not be no multi-year deal. It better be like a 1-year deal. And that shouldn't stop them from drafting a QB.
Oh, no.
Better than Darnold. It'll be better than Darnold if they give like I said, if they give Daniel Jones a cheap 1-year deal. Because we all know Darnold's going to get paid. And I don't want that. What's your take, Sabir?
Yeah, I actually think he will be a fit. And he's a guy that has some talent there. He's won games before. He's won the playoff games before, right? Which is more than we can say for our, Derek Carr or Gardner Minshew or Aiden O'Connell. So he has that going for him. I think he has the athletic ability to threaten you with his legs. But I think his problem has been his inaccuracy. But if you ask me, everybody's so excited about Justin Fields. If it's Justin Fields or Daniel Jones, I'm taking Daniel Jones, bro. It's not even the question. I'm taking Daniel Jones.
Come on, man. I'm taking Fields. I'm taking Fields. Man.
I'm gonna take the guy that took his team to the playoffs and put up 300 yards in a playoff game against the Vikings. I'm taking that guy. So I'm taking that guy. You can take Justin Fields, who 2 teams have given up on, and I'll take the guy who has a playoff win, and we see who wins, who's better.
Man, I'm taking Fields, man. I think his mobility is the difference for me. I think his mobility. I think you could do a lot with it. He's outside of Lamar, probably the most athletic QB in the NFL. I'm trying to think who else would you
Kyler.
Put in there?
I'll put Kyler above Justin Fields. Justin Fields is bigger, but Kyler is more athletic.
Oh, I don't know, man. Fields had some.
It's not even close.
He's had some moments, bro, like where he's broke. I mean, Kyler Murray is fast too.
Kyler Murray is way faster than Kyler Murray is probably faster than Lamar. To be honest with you.
What? Hold on. Did Fields run a 40? You said way faster. Like
he's way faster. Like, people were saying Kyler Murray is like a 4.3 guy.
Kyle Murray didn't run a 40. Did Fields run a 40
though? I don't know. But Kyler Murray is for sure like a 4.3 guy. It will probably be Lamar, Kyler, and Anthony Richardson, and Fields will probably be like right behind him.
Look, when I think of Daniel Jones, man, I just think about that open field run where he just stumbling and bumbling and falls on his head with no one.
Oh, when you fell down.
I'm like, man, like he's just not good. I'm just sorry, man. He's not a good quarterback. And you know what? Look, at the end of the day, if he does come to the team, like I said, if it's a cheap deal, then hey, look, it might be better than what we already have in the room. Better Minshew hopefully gets cut.
People keep asking about Zach Wilson. I'm not taking Zach Wilson. Not taking, and it's not about talent. Zach Wilson has a bunch of talent. He's just immature, selfish. Yeah, it's just immature and selfish. And he's a guy that instead of taking responsibility, he chose to throw his teammates under the bus and heap accountability on them. Like that's not a guy that's gonna. That's not a guy that's gonna be a leader of your franchise.
Diesel says Daniel Jones does not want to play in Vegas. He already said that. That was like during the season, right? Hey, things could change.
Yeah,
it's a whole different regime, whole different everythwe
tried to sign him. I forgot that he did try to sign him.
Yeah.
That's what y'all.
Yeah. He probably didn't. He didn't agree. He didn't want to go to the team at the time. So, and obviously the Raiders weren't winning games. Like it wasn't a competitive team. Yeah. You know, he might be interested this time around, but I'm not tripping if he's interested or not. It's not going to make or break anything. But if he does come, it better be a cheap deal, and that's what it should be, in my opinion. But Khalifa says, so he was a journeyman like Darnold, but I just don't want to swing and miss draft QB that. This is the question someone has talked about Zach Wilson. Zach Wilson.
Yeah, mess with that. Like I said,
Kyler quicker, but I don't think he's faster.
He's faster than Fields. If it's Fields, he's for sure faster than Fields.
Fields is fast though, man.
Lamar is the question. Was he faster than Lamar? That's the question. He's faster than Fields. That's not even a question to me.
So where do you put Fields? Where do you put Fields in that list?
He would be fourth behind Richardson. It'd be Lamar, Kyler, Richardson, and then Fields.
Ooh, I don't know. Richardson he did run that crazy 40, but
yeah. People don't think Kyler's fast because he's shorter, so his strides don't look like it doesn't look the same. But he's moving, he's running away from people like all the time.
Hey man, Raider Way says, why does Severe dislike Fields so much? He
Because
doesn't even want to call him fast. He doesn't even want to call him say he's fast.
He's fast, but he's not faster than Kyler. He's not faster than Anthony Richardson either. But because so many people think he's good, but he's never done anything to show he's a good quarterback. But people keep trying to say he's good, but he's not. He's not. He has threw 300-yard games in his whole career. 2 of them were with Luke Getsy, and 1 of them was last year. Like he's been in the league 3 years already. Like he's not a good quarterback. People keep like throwing him out there as like oh, if he just does this, like no, if he was just good, he would just be drafted already or just be like a franchise quarterback for somebody. This would be, if he comes to us, those would be 2 teams that would have given up on him. One of those teams being coached by one of the better coaches in the league, and Mike Tomlin. So it's like, like.
Callie George, I agree with you 100%, man. It don't really matter. If it's a cheap deal, add to that quarterback room, whoever they feel like fits that system. I'm not going to be mad at it. But if that's their only move, then we're going to be here to criticize it. I'm going to be roasting them. But I just think that the draft is what should be the priority and what should have been last season, but for some reason we didn't prioritize it like we should have. Black Sales says, Pete brought Geno back to life. So, hey, you know what? This is actually a good question because people talk about how Pete was the reason why some of these quarterbacks. Do you think Pete played a part in some of these quarterbacks playing well, like a Russell Wilson and a Geno Smiths?
I mean, he's the head coach of the team, so he plays a part in it. But first of all, he's a defensive-minded head coach. So
that's what I'm saying.
I wouldn't give him much credit, but he creates the environment for those people to be successful. So that's why I give him credit there. Like okay. Like you can be a good student, but if you're in a class full of people that aren't trying to learn, and then the message can't get through to you. But if you create an environment that's conducive to learning, then you can, you're able to learn and you're able to apply that knowledge. So I think you can give him credit there. But, Geno Smith is always a talented quarterback. It's just he was just in some horrible situations.
Right. Yeah, the Jets obviously drafted him, and it was that, obviously the Jets have their issues with developing QBs and just creating an environment. Even the Raiders too, if you want to be honest, they're not like really the best franchise as of late to develop QBs or even ever. I mean,
Ever. The last
Derek Carr.
Yeah, but you got to win a playoff game, bro. You got to go to the playoff more than twice. Then you got to actually win the playoff
But he
game.
he developed. He developed. I mean, he was a second round pick.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like he just reached. That was his ceiling as a player. Like that's on the Raiders for not upgrading that position, or actually having him around for like what 9 years, and not winning a playoff game. Let's see. He was a runner at OSU. Didn't throw that much. We'll see, man. I feel like the Raiders are going to be a running team. I mean, you hear Pete Carroll talk about it. Obviously, you've seen his teams with the not the Eagles, but the Seahawks. And
I think they're talking about Kyler when he was at Oklahoma. He ran a bunch.
Daniel Kim said because Daniel Kim said he was a runner at OSU.
Oh.
Didn't throw that much. Talking about Fields?
I think he's talking about maybe Fields. Oh, maybe that's what it is. Oklahoma. Oh, maybe Ohio. I thought they were talking about because Kyler went to Oklahoma, so I thought they were talking about Kyler at Oklahoma. But yeah, probably Fields at Ohio State.
Yeah, you might be right.
When I hear OSU, I'm from the West. I tell people all the time I'm from the West Coast. I hear OSU, I think about Oklahoma State. I don't think about Ohio State.
Oh, you might be right. That might make more sense. Raider Smoke, man, what a super chat. Appreciate the support, my guy, man, coming through. He said, "Give me D Jones or Fields all day. Fields is Terrell Pryor with old dog braids. Kyler is athletic freak. Oh man. Only knock is he wears clothes off Legos."
Hey man, they say Kyler's like a 4.3 guy, bro. Like when he was coming out, people were saying Kyler was the fastest player in the draft.
Yeah, he's fast. I mean, if you're that small, you got to be fast. Like,
yeah, exactly. That's saying, but that's why people try draft Dylan Gabriel, bro. If you're gonna be that small, you have to have like some kind of crazy athletic traits. Like Dylan Gabriel doesn't have any of them.
Yeah, man. But we'll see, man. We'll see. Obviously the Steelers, they got decisions to make. The reason why I bring up the Steelers is because Severe's Fields rants are. And he is the president of the Justin Field is no good club, so yeah, y'all shouldn't be surprised. But the reason why I bring up the Steelers, I think Jay Glazer, he pretty much was like, Russell Wilson's not coming back. Didn't sound like too confident that Fields is going to come back, but I'm sure like they're going to evaluate the quarterback position, see how they can upgrade, and I think Fields is going to come back. I think Fields is going to come back to Steelers. I mean, what are their options? They got to sign a veteran, and then
I think they bring back somebody.
Yeah,
bring back somebody.
It would make sense to bring back a quarterback that's been in that system already, and then if they really want to upgrade that position, they can easily just, I won't say easily, but they could just go ahead and draft a QB, a young QB, and then be the replacement. Let's see. Oh man. Oh shit. That's crazy. I will respect the Raiders. Hey man, I appreciate it. You should respect the Raiders.
Yeah, for sure.
Fields is like a Cordell Stewart type. Ooh, man, that's disgusting.
Hey, Cordell Stewart was cold, low key. Like don't even do that to Cordell Stewart. Cordell Stewart was cold.
Mean? Like he was just like a mobile QB. He was just a mobile QB. He wasn't that good.
Cold, he was cold for a minute.
He wasn't that good, man. He wasn't that good.
He's cold. He had a nice little window. We still know Cordell Stewart, bro. Like how many other quarterbacks can we really name?
Nice little window is Culpepper. That's a nice little window.
Nah, Culpepper had more than a nice little window. Culpepper was killing for a while.
With the Vikings, and then after that, he was done.
He had that crazy knee injury though. That was amazing.
That's what I'm saying. But it still don't change. Nice little window.
Yeah, Culpepper had some sustained success. Cordell Stewart had a few years where he was like, okay, Cordell Stewart, cool. He's playing good. And that was it. Like, you know, like Culpepper was like killing. See, yeah, Randy and Chris Carter. Cordell Stewart had a few years. It was like, okay, Cordell Stewart, he had a pretty good year.
How about McNair? How about Steve McNair?
McNair was a dog, bro. McNair was a dog.
Yeah,
he was MVP.
Yeah.
McNair won an MVP, went to a Super Bowl, should have won it.
He was nice, bro.
And he went from he was like from Alcorn. Where is it from? Alcorn State or something like that. He was like from some small school, bro. Almost won the Heisman from like some small ass school.
I'm trying to think of someone who had like a nice little window at quarterback.
Tommy Maddox, not Tommy Maddox.
No, man. Steve says Nick Foles, Sam Bradford, Mark Sanchez, Blaine Gabbert, Will Howard. Most of Chip Kelly's QBs aren't super athletic. They just mobile. Daniel Jones. Hey.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. You ain't got to be crazy athletic. Mobile.
Hey, man. You might be on to something. We'll see. We'll see. They got a big decision to make this offseason.
Right.
I think we're going to be better, but let's be honest. Let's be honest. Sad to say, but best QBs we've had since Rich Gannon has been Jason Campbell, Derek Carr. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah,
that's hella. It's bad. That's bad. That's terrible.
Terrible, bro.
That's terrible.
That is terrible.
You are not gonna win a lot of games, man. It is what it is. But yeah, man. Let's move it along, man. And I think
got one more notable quotable.
We got one more notable quotable, and actually this one right here. This is actually a good little segue since we're talking about quarterbacks.
Yes.
Tom Brady. There's a clip here of Tom Brady talking about what made him great as a quarterback. And shout out to Daniel Kim, man. This is what he was alluding to earlier.
You look at Tim Tebow.
My bad here. He alluded to earlier when he asked what QB fits this bill.
My last Super Bowl I was a part of, I was 2 weeks of watching film. Friday night, I was just going through the film more. I knew Kansas City's defense better than they knew themselves. I knew their body movements, the way their linebackers moved, the way their safeties moved. Tyrann Mathieu, Nick Sorensen, Shavarius Ward. I knew everything they were doing. I got out there on the field. I looked up as I was walking the line of scrimmage, I said, okay, they're blitzing. And then I was dealing with it right away. I walked up, I said, okay, they're going to bail to cover two. Ball will snap, cover two. And I knew I had the answers to the test. That's where I was great. That's where my magic superpower was. It wasn't how fast I could run. It was how fast I could diagnose what they were doing. What's the special quality? What's the internet speed of me as a quarterback? Fast as I was Starlink before Starlink. Now other guys, if it's a slow processing speed, well, he's going to get you. And the reality is I could figure out what they were doing before they did it because that's how I learned to play the game. And that's how I believe most quarterbacks should play the game. Unfortunately, as we've talked about, most quarterbacks aren't playing the game like that anymore. They're fast when they get out of the pocket, when they have to make decisions, but I didn't snap the ball unless I knew what they were doing and if my guys were going to be open. The one benefit you have as a quarterback, before you snap the ball, you know where everybody on your team is running. If you have 5 eligibles out in the route, I know where all 5 are going. If I look at the defense and I say, none of my guys are going to be open based on this coverage. We didn't design the play for this coverage. I don't need to snap the ball. I can run something different. I can check to a run. I can check to a screen. I can signal a receiver and change a route. And then I would just change the route to a route that I thought would be open. I'd catch the ball, I'd throw it, and it'd be a 15-yard gain. Everyone would be like, God, it looks so easy. And I'm like, well, yeah, it's easy because you're not paying attention to the right thing. Right. What's going on in here is what my superpower was. That was Peyton Manning's superpower. That was Drew Brees' superpower. Those were the guys that I tried to be like. That's what we did a great job of. So that part of the game is what I am really fascinated by. And when I see players play like that, those are the guys that I think have the most upside.
Look, I'm a...
Sheesh. Man, he said a whole lot there, especially at the end. And with the Raiders, obviously, having him in the building, him kind of having some influence in that building, especially with that big decision at quarterback and who they're going to draft. It makes you think, like, who is that guy that Brady trusts that can develop into that type of quarterback? It's gonna be interesting to see who that would be. I mean, do you? The only problem is that it's kind of rare. What he's talking about is rare, and I don't think someone comes out of that. Do you think someone can come out the NFL draft with that skill set already? Because I feel like that's a skill set that develops over time.
Yeah, I mean, good study habits is something that it depends on what kind of program you come from. You can come from a program where they emphasize that kind of stuff, so you can come into the league with good study habits. The guy that probably, honestly, the guy that fits the bill the most in terms of that is probably, maybe Shador. Maybe Shador, just in terms of like the processing and the understanding and the film study, all that stuff. He's been mentored by Tom Brady, so I'm sure that's kind of stuff that's been drilled in him by Tom Brady. Jackson Dart is a guy who I think his pre-snap and post-snap read is pretty good. Sometimes he doesn't have the best decision. He's not the best decision maker. But I don't think it's the situation where he's like he doesn't know what he doesn't know. It's not like he doesn't know what he's seeing. Just sometimes he's just like I'm gonna gun this there and I'm gonna get it there. So I think it's just so he needs to clean up his decision making. But I think he can read it well. Other than that, man, I don't know. I don't know about a lot of other guys. Maybe the McCord guy, he's climbing draft boards. I don't know if he's at the Senior Bowl or not, but I know he's climbing the draft boards. Don't trust Milroe at all. Will Howard has been climbing up draft boards. He's a guy, that he has some familiarity with Chip Kelly, so he may have a bit of an advantage. But not too many guys I could think of right now that are like high level processing guys, to be honest with you.
Yeah, and that's the thing too, man. So hopefully we're not drafting like
I can tell you Justin Fields ain't one of those. I can tell you like nothing he said right there, like nothing in your head when he was going through any of that. Did any of you guys think like, man, that sound like Justin Fields? Like none of that.
It doesn't sound like it doesn't sound like he's gonna go for like that those super athletic quarterbacks. That's what it sounds like. The super athletic quarterbacks, he's not even gonna consider them unless they have that quality and also they're athletic. You know what I mean? But
exactly. Like Jay Daniels.
Right. So yeah, man, that's gonna be a big question coming up in this NFL draft this offseason, what that quarterback is gonna look like. But yeah, that's what I kind of thought that. Like when I heard Brady was going to be part of they're going to really lean on Brady on who that next quarterback is going to be. He's going to draft someone that's like him.
Oh yeah.
And the only problem is Tom Brady is a one of one.
Yeah.
He's an exception to the rule. Like I just hope that they, hopefully Spytech is going to be part of this decision. Hopefully Pete Carroll is going to be part of this decision making. Hopefully Chip Kelly's in on it. It's not like, hey, Brady says we got to get this guy and that's it. You know what I mean? So hopefully he's not in a situation because that that quality is very rare. Like he mentioned, he just mentioned like the Drew Breeses, obviously the Peyton Mannings. Basically classic pocket passers. That's what they used to do. Like, you know what I mean? They used to read the defense, get the ball out, just be one step ahead of the defense. But we'll see, man. It's gonna be interesting. McNabb was comparable. This is from earlier when we talked about quarterbacks. Comparable. You know the thing about McNabb, he had a really short his prime it was like 9 years. His career was like 9 years.
Yeah,
after he left the Eagles, he went to the Commanders, and he was bad.
Over from him. Yeah, he didn't last that. He didn't last that long in the league. Like McNair was a duck, man. McNair won the MVP, bro. McNair won the MVP. Like in the league when Peyton Manning and
he
Tom
was
Brady
tough. And he was tough, bro. He was tough,
bro.
He was tough, man.
He'll get in your grill. He'll run you over. He'll run around you. He'll gun it in from 30 yards away, a strike. Like the dude had it all, man.
Hey, man, maybe Aiden O'Connell's the guy. Aiden O'Connell is that guy. Brady's all like, we got our quarterback in the future. It's Aiden O'Connell.
Yeah.
I'm gonna start talking about reading defense priority for some random reasons. Yeah, man. Hey, man. Hey, look. Hey, he got a family to feed for sure, man. He gotta. He gotta. Hey, look. Let's be honest. Like he gotta find a way to stay on this roster. Which, hey, look. Damn, Chip Kelly would. You think Chip Kelly and Aiden O'Connell could work, like in his offense?
I think
He's gonna cater, but then if like let's say the starting quarterback is like super mobile, like when you want the guy that is backing up with a similar skill set.
It's just that when you have a quarterback like him that has no mobility at all, that's like not a threat at all to run, that limits some of what he likes to do because he does like to do RPO stuff. So. And the third of the quarterback run, like that is part of the RPO. So you have to have ideally you have a guy where you have to respect their legs. With Aiden O'Connell, it's like, do I really respect your legs? Like, am I really worried about this 3-yard run you about to rip off? Like, nah, not really. So, I'm like,
hey, you know what? This year though, he really was trying to run, but you could tell like how unnatural it is from because the way he used to get like tackled.
He kept getting hurt.
He would land on his knees. He would just land on his knees.
Somebody pushed him from behind. He landed on his knees and was hurt. And then that happened again. Like it's not. It's just not. And it's not his game. And there's nothing wrong with that. It just that's just. If that's not going to be in your game, you have to be so dialed in on everything else, and he's just not. And I'm not saying he can't get there, but it just what he's displayed so far is just not. He's not dialed in those other areas. Like you had your accuracy has to be on point all the time, not just some of the time. Like your decision making has to be on point all the time, not just some of the time. Like like he's like. You can't be holding the ball too long. Like, hey, you know what? It's not there. I gotta find my check down, or I gotta dirt the ball. Next play. Like you have to be on that all the time, and he's not consistent enough in those areas.
Right. And real quick, man, make sure to clock in, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell. Appreciate everybody coming through. Let's move along real quick. We got what's real, what's not. This is where we say a statement. Y'all just react to it and say if it's real or not. Obviously, we're going to chime in as well. But the first what's real, what's not is, or what's real, what's not statement is, after witnessing the Eagles win with a dominant defense, the Raiders should prioritize defense in the upcoming draft. After witnessing the Eagles win with a dominant defense, the Raiders should prioritize defense in the upcoming draft. Is that real or is that not? And when you say prioritize defense, you're saying the first round. You're implying the first round?
Every round.
Every round?
But yeah, first round, but yeah. Like,
hell no. That's I'm gonna say that's not real. That's not real. Not every round. But yeah, I do think the Raiders should prioritize defense to some extent because we got questions at corner. You know what I mean? Like who do we have a true number one on this roster? Is there anybody out there that can be that true number one? They can possibly take a number one a corner in this draft. They're at number 6. Defensive line is a big. There's a lot of depth defensive line in this draft. I feel like the Raiders can use that, especially in the interior. Maybe grab a defensive tackle. So, yeah, some extent like we can add, but we also need offensive line. We also need a receiver. We also need some running backs. Exactly. Maybe a linebacker. You know what I mean? There's a few spots at the on this team that we use. I mean, but I'm gonna say not, because you said the entire draft.
I'm so basically like this. At the end of the draft, when you look up, we will have drafted more defensive players than offensive players. How about that?
So I want 2 running backs, a quarterback. And how many? Let me see. How many draft picks do we got? We got like.
Do we got 8? Is it 8?
I know we got 2 third-round picks.
I think it's 8. I don't think we got any comp picks. I think it's 8.
Let me see. Need some. We might draft offensive line too.
Yeah,
it's a possibility. I mean, we don't know what's going to happen in free agency. Nah. I'm gonna say it's not real. Because we also need like a receiver too. We need some speed. If we're not gonna get a number 1, get some speed.
Yeah.
On the outside. So I'm gonna say not real. What's your take?
Yeah, I'm gonna say not real too. But I will say this though. I will say not real. Partly because I think we need a lot of help on offense, but also because I'm down for best player available, no matter where you're at. So hey, if you get to pick 6, if Will Johnson and Teteroa McMillan are both there, whatever player you have higher on your board. If it's Will Johnson, take Will Johnson. If you have Teteroa higher, take Teteroa. So in the second round, hey, I want us to draft the quarterback, but if there's some guy you think that's there, that's some pass rusher there you think is gonna be special, you got it. Hey, if that's what you want to do, roll with that guy. I'm good. At this point, we have so many holes, man. We got to do that everywhere. We got to do that everywhere. We got to address the quarterback. So a lot of this is going to be contingent on what we do in free agency. But I'm cool. I'm cool with the time to let's go special every round.
Oh yeah, facts. Round. Yeah. We need help everywhere. We need some depth everywhere, like receiver, offensive line, defensive line, like linebacker. Man, like you can go on. Tight end is not one of them, no. I think we're set at tight end. I think we're good.
Never know.
You never know. Offensive line for sure needs help. Yeah, facts. 100%.
Need a guard for sure. Need 2 running backs. We already said that. A receiver.
Whoo, you taking it all the way back, man. I want to build that 2002 offensive line. Yep. That's crazy. Man. That's probably our best offense outside of 2016. I think 2016
might have been the best offensive line we had. We just didn't have nothing else.
2002?
2002 was cold too, though. 2002 was cold too. Though.
Lincoln Kennedy, Barrett Robbins, Mo Collins. Yeah. Trying to think who else. Oh man, I'm missing someone. I'm missing. Was it Barry Sims? Was Barry Sims?
Yeah, it wasn't.
Because Lincoln Kennedy was our right tackle. Lincoln Kennedy was the right tackle, and I think Barry Sims was the left tackle.
Yeah,
I believe. Yeah, 02, we had one of the best offensive lines in football, and guess what? We had one of the best offenses in football.
Yeah,
it just everything all connects, man. When you take care of the trenches. Ah man, big receiver with speed, beautiful man.
That's Teteroa.
Is he what Mike Evans type speed?
He's Mike Evans-ish, yeah.
Okay, not like a Drake London. Drake London is more of like a.
He's faster than Drake. I think he's faster than Drake London. Straight line, he's faster than Drake London.
Okay. Drafting very good. Yeah, for sure. We need to add some pieces on the outside for sure. Steve said Jalen Hurts credits Lane Kiffin for his development to be a starter at Bama. I can see why Dart is being given points for being Kiffin's.
Man.
Hey, Steve he be coming through with the nuggets, man. I appreciate this, man. My God.
Yeah, sure. I didn't even hear about that one. That's clean. That's clean.
That's nice. That's nice, man. Appreciate that. I'm down for Dart round 2. Okay. See, he not reaching. A lot of people saying like Dart is probably going to be taking the first round. Daniel Jeremiah is kind of he's implying that he might go in the first round, and I know Mel Kiper is like, hey, he sees a guy like Dart going up in the first round possibly.
Remember, he had us drafting him at 6. Remember, like one of his mock drafts, I think he had us taking Mason Graham. He was like, we could take Jackson Dart. Wasn't nobody talking about Jackson Dart. When I was talking about Jackson Dart, he was laughing at me. It was like he was laughing. They laughed at me. Now look at y'all. Everybody wants Jackson Dart now.
Yes, Sims was the left tackle, right? Am I right? Let me know.
I believe so. Yeah.
Barrett Robbins, but he was.
Wisniewski. At that point, was he still around?
Oh, that might have been like 90, like late night. I don't know if he was there.
I'm not there for that. I don't know if he was there either.
02. But Barrett Robbins was a good center though, man.
He was a good center, bro.
Bro, he was a great center. That's why like him going out was so, man, it was tough, bro. Like Adam True had to come in. And he had to hold on to Fort, but he was playing against one of the best defenses of all time.
Against Warren Sapp. Like Adam True against Warren Sapp.
Warren Sapp.
Is that Booger McFarland? Booger McFarland?
Yeah, and you had Simeon Rice on the outside. You had Derek Briss on. Like that defense was loaded, bro. They had defense great players everywhere on every level. Yeah, yep. Man, that 2000 offensive line was truly the best I've ever seen. U2 Oakland Raiders versus New York Jets. Yeah, we dominated. Was that the one with Charlie Garner taking it to the house when we clinched the playoffs? I'm trying to think. We talking about the playoff game?
Is that the one we played Chad Pennington?
Mel Kiper listens to the show. Probably. Hey man. Hey he doesn't leave any stone unturned, man. So he's gonna try to see what he could think of on his next appearance on ESPN. Robert Gallery was that was after. He was drafted. Was he drafted like 04? I think Robert Gallery was drafted 04.
Yeah. I believe so.
Damn, who did we pass up when we drafted Robert Gallery? It was disgusting.
Larry Fitzgerald.
Oh, Larry Fitz. I wanted Larry Fitzgerald. See, at that time, bro, I wanted us to get a receiver. Like at that time, I was like, bro, I hope we get a receiver. Hopefully, but we always if he wasn't fast, I knew that we weren't going to draft him.
Yeah, we weren't gonna get. Cause remember, they were gonna take Roy Williams. If they were gonna draft receiver, they're gonna take Roy Williams.
Roy Williams, he went to Detroit. I think he went to Detroit.
Yeah, he went to Detroit. Went to Detroit. I think he ended up with the Cowboys. They had the other Roy Williams too. I think they had 2 Roy Williams at the same time at one point.
Yeah, safety. Yeah. Back when safeties used to hit. He was a hitter though too. But he couldn't cover for shit. Like, oh my God. But it is what it is. Let's see, man. They were also playing against coach that created offense, but it didn't make any adjustments. Yeah, man. That's the what happened in 02, that Super Bowl, man, that is depressing. This is depressing. Smoke says Garner, Wheatley, Crockett behind that O-line was nasty. Yeah, it was, man, Crockett, short yardage specialist, Wheatley. Yeah. You know what I mean? That power guy.
I think Barrett Robbins was like an all-pro at one point.
Yeah. No, that offensive line was legit, bro. Like 02, what comes close is the 2016.
2016 had some dudes too, though, because they had, I think, Rodney Hudson for sure. I think Rodney Hudson was probably an all-pro. Kelechi Osemele, I think he was an all-pro. Donald Penn probably wasn't an all-pro, but I think he went to the Pro Bowl because he's left tackle. So it's probably
Osemele was a great free agent pickup. That was a great free agent.
Man, it's a hell of a. That's what I'm saying. That's why I ain't tripping off paying Trey Smith. Like, pay that dude, man.
Yep.
Pay Trey Smith, bro. I ain't tripping.
Oh man, y'all hilarious. John Ritchie, fullback. Yeah, I remember him. He used to always have that. He had I don't know what was like. I don't know. He needed to get a helmet. Like he needed to get a special helmet because he would be leaking. Like golly, man, it was crazy. 2016 was second best. Yeah, I agree. Yeah, I think 2016 was second.
No, man. You can think about. I'm trying to think, who was our other guard that year? Was that
Lincoln Kenny was a beast too.
Lincoln Kenny was a beast too. He was a beast too. He might have been a all pro or a Pro Bowler for sure. I want to say. That might have been the only two we had. Probably just Lincoln Kennedy and Barrett Robbins.
Hold up a little. Okay, all right. 2016 offensive line was we had Darnold Penn at left tackle. Who's right tackle?
I think at that year was it? Oh boy, we got from the Jets. Was it Austin Howard?
It might have been Austin Howard. Yep.
That was probably our weak link. That's probably the only weak link we had. Everybody else was good.
We had Gabe Jackson. We had Rodney Hudson.
Oh yeah, bro. Come on.
Come on. Was Lewinsky? Was he left guard?
It was Caliche.
Oh, it's Caliche. Yeah.
Yeah. All pro Colegio Assembly next to all pro Rodney Hudson.
Bro, you know what? Hold on, let me look this
up. It's
up.
close. I'm telling you.
Nah,
you making like it's clear cut. It's close.
2002. I gotta look at this. I gotta see this. I just gotta compare it real quick.
It was Matt Stitchcomb.
Raiders.
Was Matt Stitchcomb? Was he or Frank Middleton? Matt Stitchcomb or Frank Middleton?
He was a backup though. I think he was a backup.
Okay, so it's Frank Middleton was a starter then.
I might be wrong. Let me just see this shit. Let's see who's a starting. All right. Okay, I got it right here. Frank Middleton. Damn.
Okay. So Lincoln. So Frank Middleton, and it's the first. So Matt Stitchcomb was the backup. He probably swing. I think he was swing tackle and the guard.
Yeah, Lincoln Kenny was the right tackle. Frank Middleton was right guard. Barrett Robbins was center. Mo Collins was the left guard. And then left tackle was Barry Sims.
Yeah.
Let's see. I'm trying to see if like they Pro Bowl. Who made the
Pro Bowl, All Pro?
Pro Bowl, All Pro, that type of shit.
Barrett Robbins, probably Barrett Robbins and Link. That's probably the only two people I can think of. I know for sure Barrett Robbins was. So I mean, they talked about it when he went AWOL. It's like we lost our All Pro center or something like that. So for sure, Barrett Robbins was one of them. Then the only one, the other one I could think of was probably a possibility is Link.
So Lincoln Kenny was first team All Pro. Barrett Robbins first team All Pro. Pro Bowl. Yeah, those were our guys basically.
Yeah. Nobody else would have been worthy of it. The other guys were solid. They weren't like guys. But bro, like Rodney Hudson is a guy. Clecho Assembly is a guy. Darnold Penn was a guy. Like those three off top right there. And then Gabe Jackson, we know Gabe Jackson was good as hell too. The weakest one was Austin Howard. I bet you we probably had 3 All Pros that year, or at least 3 Pro Bowlers for sure. So I think Darnold Penn, he didn't give up a sack all year until the Colts game. So he for sure had to be a Pro Bowler. And he probably didn't make All Pro though at left tackle. I doubt if he made All Pro at left tackle. But Rodney Hudson, I wouldn't be surprised if Rodney Hudson was All Pro. And Caliche, I'm pretty sure he was probably All Pro too.
So the plus sign, the plus symbol, indicates first team All Pro, and then the asterisk sign is Pro Bowl. So you see Rod Woodson right here, Pro Bowl and first team All Pro. Lincoln Kennedy, Pro Bowl, first team All Pro. Bear Robbins, first team All Pro. damn, him leaving. Damn, that's disgusting. He like at the worst moment, but he had some issues. You know what I'm saying? He was just, but Barrett Robbins, Pro Bowl, first team All Pro. Rich Gannon, first team All Pro. Okay.
Yeah, he's MVP, so obviously.
Hey, but you know what though? Man, Charlie Garner, he wasn't a Pro Bowler, but damn, he was nice, bro.
Nice.
Like
he was nice.
He damn near had 1,000 yards receiving, 1,000 yards rushing. He finished like 900 something yards receiving. Let me see. Tim Brown, I think he did. Tim Brown. Let me see. Tim Brown. He barely didn't get 1,000 yards, but
he didn't get 1,000 yards that year.
He didn't get 1,000 yards. Jerry Rice was a Pro Bowler. He wasn't a Pro Bowl that year too. But that's good for number 2. He's number 2 receiver. Exactly. Jerry Rice is number 1. Damn, 40 years old, bro.
I think his first year there, he had more yards than Jerry Rice.
His first year?
Jerry Rice's first year with the Raiders. Tim Brown led them in receiving.
But hey, Jerry Rice came in. No, he was still balling. He was
still balling. He was like 40. He was still balling.
He had 80 something catches. I think the year before 01. Someone 01. 01 was his first year.
His first year, yeah. So yeah, I think Tim Brown led us in receiving that year, or for at least in yards.
Yeah. Hold up. Let me pull up 2016 offensive line. Let me see. 2016.
Hudson's gonna be an All-Pro. Kalichi gonna be All-Pro. And Penn's gonna be a Pro Bowler. I doubt if he's All-Pro though, because left tackle. Who was a good left tackle at that back then? I'm trying to think. Who was some left tackles that back then that would have beat him out? Because he only gave up 1 sack all year, so he might have been All-Pro. But he might have been All-Pro. But who was some left tackles from back then that would have beat him out?
Let's take a look here. Let me see.
He might have been second team All-Pro. He wouldn't have been first team.
Yeah. This is interesting. Well, I mean, it's close. If you want to look at accolades, it's close. But let me show the screen. So if you look at here, remember I said asterisk means Pro Bowler, and the plus sign means first team All Pro. So Kalichi Assembly was first team All Pro, but he was the only All Pro. He was the only he was the only All Pro on the offensive line. But then
only first team All Pro.
Yeah, Rodney Hudson, Assembly, and Donald Penn were Pro Bowlers. So then technically they have more Pro Bowlers, but obviously the 02 had more first team All Pro.
All Pro. First team All Pro. So they made an All Pro team, but they just probably didn't make a first team All Pro. And maybe the other guys had some second team All Pro guys too. Then, if it's just showing first team,
yeah, it's possible. But then, like, damn, like you make second team All Pro and you didn't make the Pro Bowl. That's wild.
That can happen. Oh, true. Yeah, true. That would be wild. That would be wild. That would be wild. I forgot they didn't make the Pro Bowl either. Let me check. Let me see. 2016 Raiders. 2016 Raiders. Let's see. 2016.
See, look. We go to.
That would be wild as hell, bro. Yeah, you think about it. I'm saying team All Pro, but Pro Bowl is like a popularity contest, though.
Yeah, but everybody that went all pro, they all were Pro Bowlers.
True, yeah, true. Let's see.
Rich Gannon.
Let's see. Oh yeah, I think it's just Kalichi. Oh, because we had because only our all pros that year were Kalichi first team, Khalil Mack first team, Marquette King second team. And then Donald Penn, Kalichi, and Rodney Hudson were Pro Bowlers.
Damn, he was a monster.
Yeah,
he was a monster. Man, I remember Menelik Watson. I was waiting for him to develop, but he never.
Man, we all was. He stayed getting hurt.
Yeah,
he stayed getting hurt. But when he would be healthy, he would flash.
See, that was the issue with Reggie McKenzie though. He would always take like super freak athletes, but like, you know what I mean? Like high risk. I don't know how to describe it. Like he just took a lot of super freak athletes. Like it wasn't just him. It was like the
Obi Melifonwu.
Yeah, and then even oh boy.
Oh boy, that's good.
That
now.
was
Mario Edwards.
that was a 5-star recruit out of high school.
Mario Edwards.
Edwards, but he's still playing though. I give him credit.
He's playing for the
still
Texans. He started. He's playing good too.
He's still playing.
Jahad Ward's still playing too, and he's actually pretty good too.
Yeah.
And then Nico Autry and Shelby Harris, but if we would have kept all these dudes that Gruden came in and let go of, like we would have had a smooth ass offensive line or defensive line for a minute. But he came in and got rid of him.
Man, to this day, I wish I had this video of Frank Middleton when either it was Mo Collins or Frank Middleton. And, the Raiders, they've always been known for getting like just penalties left and right. And I think this happened like the 2003 season. It's probably one of the goofiest like penalties that I've ever seen. Like it was a player on the other team, like clearly on the ground. Like he's just laid out on the ground. And all you see is like either Frank Middleton and Mo Collins just literally like he was jumping from the top of the buckle like it was wrestling and just like land on him, like body slam. And he got the penalty and he was just arguing. I'm like, damn, man, like the refs always be hating on the Raiders. When I seen the penalty, bro, I was like when they did the replay and they see him just like the way he did it, it was like, bro, what were you thinking, man? Come on, man. Like,
yeah, man.
Sometimes Raiders deserve some of these penalties, man. It's like, come on. Yeah, but as of late though, Raiders haven't had an issue with penalties though. I give them last couple of years.
We haven't had an issue with winning either. Maybe we can start committing some penalties again.
Hey, I'll take winning. If it comes with hella penalties and winning comes with it, I'll take the winning, man. I don't care. Let's be honest. But hey, let's move it along, man. Let's go to the second. What's real? What's not? And we went on a tangent. Man, I had to look that up. But yeah, the second. What's real? What's not? Let me pull that up here. The Raiders will execute more than 5 trades in the upcoming draft. Is that real or is it not? The Raiders will execute more than 5 trades in the upcoming draft. So when you say 5 trades, we're talking about in the draft, not like during the offseason, before the draft or anything like that.
In the draft, yeah.
In the draft.
In the draft, yeah.
Nah, that's not real. That's not real. It's a little too much. Unless Spytek is a gambler, like he's made for Vegas, then maybe possibly, but I'm gonna say it's not real. That's just a little too much. Like we rarely see like one trade with the Raiders. Like maybe we might see. Hold on, like maybe 3. Maybe we'll see like 3 trades in the draft. I don't think 5.
We've had, but because to think about how many times did Telesco trade it, right? Telesco traded a few times this past draft, right?
The best. Well, hold up. Telesco special BPA. Telesco.
I think he made some trades this past draft. I want to say, didn't he? Maybe I'm thinking about Ziegler. But I thought Telesco made some trades.
He possibly did. I don't know. Maybe like you talking about like later in the draft.
Because you think about it, it's like it'd be like a whole bunch of trades. But the Raiders are moving up 3 spots in the 5th round. Like it'd be a whole bunch of those that you don't pay attention to.
Okay. They do have 2 third-round picks, which is like you could just tell that's like that's a trade coming.
Yeah. Let me see.
Like trade up, like someone's gonna trade up into the 2nd. Like I could see like the Raiders trading up to 2nd if there's a player. Yeah, I'm gonna say it's not real. 5 trades. I don't know. It's a little too much, or it's cutting it close.
So
let us know the chat, Raiders, man. Is that real or not?
So the Raiders, they made.
Robbins was in Hong Kong. TJ Watt not damn. Yeah, man, he was going crazy.
Let's see.
Yeah, right. Howard was the Austin Howard's a weak link for sure. But we've had issues at right tackle for a while. To be honest with you.
We have for a while. I mean, hopefully we got it locked up now. Did we made three trades this last draft? With
trades?
With Milk Toast Telesco.
Ooh. 3 trades. And that for sure happened in later rounds. Those are the sneaky ones. Like no one cares. Yeah, no one cares. 5 trades. I'm gonna say no. I'm gonna say it's not real, but it's close. Now that you said Telesco had 3 trades, I could see it being real too. But I'm gonna say not real. I hope it's not 5 trades because that means if it's 5, then I know one of them is gonna be trading up to the to get a quarterback.
Or could be trading back in the first round.
That's a possibility too. But what would that look like?
This ain't accurate. Ignore that. This ain't accurate. These fools talking about some trades we made like beforehand. Like we trading Nick Mullins for like, get out of here, bro. It was no three trades on draft day. Like what this nonsense.
Yeah, I'm gonna say not real. I'm just gonna play it safe.
I'm gonna say real, man. I'm gonna say we make it maybe at 5. Let's say at 5. So I think we try. I think there's a chance that let's go trade it to get tight. I'm Eckenberg. He did not do that.
Yeah,
yeah. But I'm gonna say 5 is a lot though. 5. I'm gonna say it's gonna be like at 5. At 5. It's gonna be right at 5. I'm gonna say real.
Because think about it, if they trade up in the first round, then they're not going to have like a lot of picks to work with. So they got to pick the players at the spots. Like they don't have unless they trade back to get more picks.
Exactly. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. If they trade up in the first round, that's going to incentivize them to trade back.
Yeah, I'm gonna say not real. 5 is a little bit. It's cutting it close. I like Crabtree, Jerry Porter, Hayward Bay. Hayward Bay was always kind of. Damn, I hated that pick. I hated that pick so bad, bro. I was so mad. Like I remember, like just like what are the again? They just do something like this. I wanted Crabtree out of Texas Tech, man. I wanted him. Right, yeah. But it's crazy. Everything came full circle. He came back and played for he played for the Raiders, played well too. Imagine if he played with the Raiders, he could have played his whole career with the Raiders, man. Like that dude, that nice because we got him at the end. If you think about it, we got Crabtree like at the end of his prime. Because after the Raiders, he was done. Like he went to the Ravens and he didn't really do nothing with them.
It was not, yeah.
And the Ravens picked him up because he scored 3 touchdowns against him. I bet that's why they picked him up. They're like, oh shit.
They did he did the Antonio Pierce.
Man, not for real. Teams be doing a lot of teams do that. Like they'll pick up players that played well against them or had a great game. They'll take a flyer on them. Yeah. Jerry Porter. Yeah, Jerry Porter is like. That was like my favorite receiver, but I was biased, Raiders.
He was mine too.
Man, girl, I was thinking he was gonna be that next guy. I was like, but he never was that. I mean, to be fair, the Raiders quarterback situation was y'all complaining now. It was bad. It was bad back then, but he was like a number 2 receiver at best.
Yeah, once Gannon left, it was a wrap.
Yeah, it was over.
Well, it's not even left. Once he fell off that next year after the Super Bowl.
He fell off, but like I still felt like he still was not that bad. It's just I think. Hold on, what was Gannon's last game? Gannon's last game was against Tampa Bay, huh?
I think it is when he messed his neck up.
Yeah. It's just the team overall got old. It was already like a veteran team.
Already a veteran team, yeah.
Yeah,
Jerry Rice was
old.
Like 40 years old.
They had to be the oldest team in the NFL. They had like players like at 40 at multiple positions. Like you got like, Tim Brown approaching 40. You got, Rice at 40 years old. Rod Woodson was he was not Robert. He was like 30 something.
Not 40s, but he was probably.
He was approaching 40. Yeah, he was approaching 40. I changed my bet when I heard about Robbins losing his marbles. Smoke says not real. The Raider ways being renegades because our owner was an outlaw. Yeah, man. But at the end though, it didn't benefit us. It felt like he was trying to win a Super Bowl every year. Like it was no long term. There was nothing long term about the moves that we were making. Like it was just we're trying to recreate something that happened in the past.
Yeah.
I don't know about Spytek's philosophy.
I mean,
why you say that?
Say what?
No, Dixon says I don't know Spytek's philosophy.
Talking about in terms of like draft, how aggressive he's going to be drafting.
Yeah, the only thing we can I think the only thing we can go by is like just look at the Tampa Bay.
Yeah,
and Tampa Bay quietly they've been drafting well, making right moves in free agency. Obviously Tom Brady trusts them enough to go there and win a Super Bowl. So
yeah,
they're doing something right in that building.
Jason Light does his thing.
Yep. Did trade back a lot. Okay. Pete Carroll did trade back a lot. Okay.
Yeah. Oh yeah. They moved around a lot. Him and what you call it? My guy in I always forget his name in Seattle.
John
Snyder.
John Snyder. Yep.
Yeah, they moved around a lot, so I can see them moving a lot.
Yeah. Forget about the Raiders trades and previews. Just look at the Bucks and you'll get a better feel. Oh, hey man, hey. Sheesh. There you go, man. Yeah, look at what the Bucks were doing. I'm sure like Spytek was influenced by what they were doing and probably helped out making those moves too as well. Like he was there for a minute, so let's see. Hey man, it's getting close to that time. These comments is crazy.
Man.
Ronald Curry was nice too. Man, Ronald Curry. Bruh. He was nice, man. I wish I would want to see him play on like the Jerry Porters and I wish we could have seen them play on a really good team or at least a somewhat capable quarterback because I really wanted to see because some of that was like Raider fandom where we kind of like overhyped him or whatever, but like Curry has some nice games. He has some nice catches. Like you said, that catch in Denver. That was one of the best Raider catches I've seen. But hey, man, we appreciate everybody coming through. It's been a great show. Make sure to clock in at this point, clock out, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell. Severe, man, let the people know where they can find you, what to look forward to, all that good stuff.
You guys know what it is, man. The Severe Raider here on YouTube, on IG, on X, on Snapchat, on TikTok. You can catch me every Tuesday. I got the Raider War Room. Chris from Protect the Shield, 805 Raider. But, everybody knows about the real famous 50-50 show, man. Every Tuesday evening. That's what y'all here for, baby. That's what y'all here for. And then Friday nights, around the Shield. Make sure y'all hop in the description. Grab something from the 50-50 shop, man. Some quality stuff there. It's the best way to support the show. And man, make sure y'all clock in, clock out on the way out, man, and subscribe to both channels and hit those notification bells because you never know when we might come at you. So sometimes we come at you on a Thursday, random Thursday with a live, with a special guest. You never know. So make sure you hit the notification bells so y'all stay in the know. Y'all never miss a video.
Yeah, make sure to tune in, man. The next time we'll be, you'll see us. We'll be around the Shield. Hopefully, we'll have a guest. Next Friday is usually when we drop the episode, but like Severe said, it might be a live show on Thursday. So make sure to hit the notification bell, make sure to subscribe, hit that like button. Yeah, man, appreciate everybody supporting the show. We'll be back here for a live show, obviously, every Tuesday nights. 50-50 show, man. You already know what time it is, man. But yeah, man, hey, we're excited. We're excited about the offseason. Hey, look, I know at the end of last season we were kind of disgusted and, kind of a little negative. Some people might say negative, but you know what? We're buying in. This is the time of year where we buy in. We were like, you know what? Let's see what the Raiders do. See what the moves that they can make. Let's see, because obviously they got Pete Carroll at head coach, Chip Kelly at OC. Patrick Graham is coming back, 4th year in that system. There's going to be a lot of free agent, signings this offseason, especially with all that cap space, with all those defensive free agents. Hopefully, man, the Raiders make the right moves, man. We'll be here to talk about it. We'll have the mock drafts. We'll have, guys like, ECG here to break down prospects and stuff like that, and hopefully future guests. And we'll be collabing, man. We'll be collabing a lot, man. So like I said, hey, let us know in the comments too who you think we should collab with, what the Raiders moves will look like, anything that you guys have questions about, or leave a comment, all that good stuff. We appreciate the support. Chiefs. Oh no, hell no. We don't want Chiefs on here. I just seen this.
Are y'all coming out of hiding?
Oh man, hey.
I'm fighting for my life. Y'all killing me with this.
Oh man, we just had a live phone call with a Chiefs fan, man. Like they over here, tripping.
I'm fighting for my.
Hey, but any last thoughts, Severe, before we head out?
Nah, man, we'll see. Free agency is rapidly approaching, man. So we shall see. What that's be the first time we really get a concrete look at what the Pete Carroll regime is going to look like. So we got the coaching staff in place. We shall see what they do going forward.
Yeah, man. Hey, man, we appreciate the support, man. We on our way out, man. We'll see y'all later this week. Peace.
Just win, baby.
Hello? You play to win the game. You don't play to just play it.